Okay, there we are. I'm not sure what's up with the fade in, fade out thing now for right now. 1 second. There we go. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Can't quite see where I'm coming in. I think I'm coming in okay. Pinkwave Gamer says, hey, despite being pretty busy, I can at least lurk, if that's okay with you. Of course. I haven't gotten to see you live on one of these in a while. I don't think I've actually ever seen you live here. But it's always good to see you, Pinkwave. I very much appreciate it. And thank you so much for the tweet that you put out, too, with me and that. That was incredibly kind of you. I'm trying something new here, so I'm going to try it again. Hopefully I see if it works. Oops. Okay, that should allow me to see decently well. Turn this up just a smidge. And I'm gonna try and set back a little bit so I'm decently comfortable. There we go. Very nice. If you want to. Okay, 1 second. We're just rearranging microphones briefly. Do you want to? That's pretty good. Do you want me to move it a little closer?
I can lean forward.
No.
Okay. Hi. oh, that's how it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Like the professionals.
Well, I'm no professional, but there we
Very nice.
There.
Hello. Thanks for letting me be on your stream.
Of course. All right. Sorry about that. Just wanted to move some microphones and all that good stuff. Hopefully we sound nice and loud and you can hear us okay. Can you say something?
I can say all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, that's the right one. It was a pleasure and I try my best. Oh no, I very much appreciate it. I am going to move over here really quickly if I can. We're going to try it. Let's see. So if I poke this button, it should go.
Ooh.
There we go. See, look at that. So for anybody who has been to the channel before, you know that I usually like to use a bunch of different random gear. And that gear, which you may not have known, is very expensive. And in order to try and consolidate costs and make things more affordable, I have chosen to opt or to use only gear that I own. And so let me bring this up. Do it.
Spirits grow restless.
All right. And knock that out really quickly. Okay. So hopefully you guys can hear it. I cannot quite see what the volume looks like. Can you guys hear me okay?
Reborn again and again.
All right. And please let me know if you can hear if the game is too loud or not loud enough. For anybody who has not played this game before, let's see if I can. I don't know how to explain it. It's a BioWare game. I'm gonna turn this up so I can hear it. There we go. That should be good. This is a BioWare game. It was requested on the Twitter posts. I did go ahead and make a post, and I'm gonna test a few things out really quickly, just because I am using equipment that is all paid for and all that kind of good stuff, either paid for or free or whatever the case is, because I wanted to make sure that was going to work. So let me change. I'm going to change it to the intermission screen. I'm going to see if the chat window is in. Okay, yeah, there's a little chat window there. It doesn't look like it brings up the previous chat, but it does look like it's in there, and it looks like you can see everything. Very nice. Okay, perfect. All right, we'll go back to the game window really quickly. All right. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Do I have any games? I do have games on here. I don't know how old these are. Don't know how old these are. I'll go back. I can play mini games, game demos, options. Let's see. Do we have everything? Everything okay? I think that's probably all right. Difficulty is on. Okay, that's fair. That's fine. That's all good. And I think we're all good there. Okay. Very nice. All right, that's pretty good. So anyway, this was requested on the poll that I put up. I am playing this. I do own the disc version. I own the original collector's edition or whatever it was, the special edition, I guess, the 2-disc one with the red case. I don't know. But I am playing this from my Xbox copy. I also have purchased it digitally. So I'm playing this on an Xbox One X just for the sake of simplicity and making it look good. Let's see. So this game is the same people that made KOTOR, but different people at the same time. I don't think it's the same writer. I think it's the same company, which is BioWare. But the music that you're hearing, unlike KOTOR, KOTOR was originally... the music was Jeremy Soule, the guy that does Skyrim and Oblivion and all the Elder Scrolls, at least since Morrowind. This one is Jack Wall, the guy that they went in and got to play, to do the music for Mass Effect later. And he's done a ton of different things. Beautiful music, though. This music will stick with me for a long time. Though I think the last time I really passed this was a while back. It's 2008 or 9, maybe. So, all right. So we get to pick our characters. I have to remember the bumpers didn't exist. They were the black and white buttons, respectively, so I'm going to try and remember. So Scholar Ling. And then we have Lou as the Prodigy Balanced. Furious Ming is not the strongest, but can maintain focus in battle longer and easily sidestep strikes and delivers counterattacks with blinding speed. I do remember that when I passed it, this was my character, Tiger Shin. Trades speed and magical aptitude for raw strength and power, enabling him to dish out and withstand much more damage than other warriors. I feel like I like him, but I don't know. I feel like a balanced character is probably fair, right? I mean, I've never played as the balanced character, or at least maybe I have in those previous save files. I don't remember how old those are, but I can actually customize anyway. I could actually, or can I? Okay, I can actually give him. I can actually balance him out. Hold on, not quite. Let's do this. Let's balance. He's balanced. Let's go ahead and balance him out all the way. We'll give him a little bit more health. Chi and focus. Concentrate intently in battle. Use focus when you wield weapons or enter focus mode to slow your enemies. And then Chi is spiritual energy to recover health through Chi heal. Okay, that seems pretty fair. Let's do that. And then, I forget you get to pick, I think 2 of these. Heavenly Wave does direct damage and a Chi strike. Harmonic combo. So this initiates a harmonic combo. So you already get that. Heavenly Wave automatically. So then it's just whichever one. Slow and ponderous. Vigor and speed of the animal for which the martial style is named. 1,000 cuts. Aptly named, though it does not involve blades for liars. Okay, let's do Legendary Strike. That just sounds cool. Can I just choose those 2? That's true. Yes. Okay. Lou the Prodigy. We'll be Lou. That's a good name. Yeah, we'll be Lou the Prodigy. Also, his name has Prodigy in it, and it makes me feel better about whatever I do, because it's like, aha, he was the good student, and even good students are fallible. Let me do this really quickly. Oof. Sorry about that. I bumped my head on the microphone. I think this character here...
I swear, one of these days I'll find a way around your guard.
I could be wrong. I thought, and I probably am, I always thought that this character sounded like he's played by Nathan Fillion. He may actually be played by Nathan Fillion, but I'm not sure. It does work like KOTOR. You get to choose what you say to an extent, and there is a light side, dark side, so to speak. So you have Way of the Open Palm and then Way of the Closed Fist. Closed Fist is dark side, Open Palm is light side. So, let's see. I don't want to be a jerk. I'll be nice in this one. I was dark side in KOTOR, so let's be light side here, or at least I'll be nice.
Happily. I feel that I learn something every time I face you. Even if it's only a new place to nurse a bruise. So long as you're certain you have time. Let us be.
I'll be nice. I mean, I'm going to challenge him. That's not impolite to challenge, but... Okay, I don't remember. So A is attack. A is attack. That's a little weird. It does feel weird, but it also feels pretty good. It feels like this would be good on the GameCube. Stand still, press B to block. Basic. So B is block, A is hit. Can I change that? Can I change it to X and A should be blocked maybe? Okay, G heal is the white button, which is actually left shoulder for me. Powerful attacks can overcome your foe's defense. See, that should be Y. That's really cool though. It does feel pretty good. I wonder if I can. Okay. Okay. Good little tutorial here. Oh, that should have done more damage than that. That's okay though. It does have a flowy feel to it, which I kind of like. But
Did you see? Master Lee was watching. He may not show
I'm gonna take a look and see if I can change
I learn
it.
something every time we meet.
Let's do this one.
You are gracious as always. I regret that there won't be much time for such practice.
It's
now.
not this guy that I'm thinking of that I think Nathan Fillion plays. It's another guy.
Master, you have some time to wander the school. I shall leave you to...
Okay. Chapter 1. Arrival challenges for station and past haunts the present. Excuse me, goodness, I gotta put narrator voice on for a second here. Your training nears its completion in the idyllic setting of Two Rivers. Master Lee promises that soon you will know more about how you came here and where your future will lead. All the while, strange tales begin to spread of ghosts that will not rest and shadowy assassins who heed no law. Alright. That was like half narrator voice, half my voice. It's another character that I feel like that Nathan Fillion plays. Okay, this actually moves pretty good. Let me see really quickly if I can make a quick change. Control. Inversion, layout. Can I change the layout? No. Okay, that's fine. I'll just get used to it. It's not a big deal. Oh, smile! I remember Smiling Mountain. He looks happy and he's got really, really epic eyebrows.
I thought Master Lee would have your attention for the rest of the day. It is good to see you. I know you haven't had much time for simple sparring. It is too bad.
You just look so
Your
happy.
fellow
I like
students
that.
benefit from your experience. A strong opponent is the best trainer.
Okay.
Yes.
He trains.
The
Let's see
lessons
really
you learn
quickly.
from
I'm just gonna kind of skip some of this. Show me what you have.
Let's
I don't have any silver. Belly of Iron. Belly of Iron. All right, okay. All right. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Honestly, this is a thing when it comes to especially games that take place. Now, granted, I mean, the characters aren't going to speak the native language. It would have been difficult for them to do that. This game came out in, I think, 2005 or 5, I think. And to be completely honest, it's graphically, obviously, it's dated. You can see the trees are a little bit more clumpy and such. But to be fair, it's not all that ugly. Not as ugly nearly as I expected it to be. I actually quite like it. Conceptually speaking, it's very pretty. Like the place is very pretty. Graphically, I get that it's limited, but I don't know. I still really like it. I think it's very charming. Ooh, I can read. Thofan or Old Tongue. Oh yeah, okay. You can speak in Thofan, which is the old.
Typical.
I think that's the guy that I feel like Nathan Fillion probably voiced. He may not have, but I think that's the one. There's a quality of like nasality, and I'm not saying this negatively, but in Nathan Fillion's speech,
I watched your bout against Jingwu with great pride.
Really quickly, while he's doing that, I think I'm going to adjust my bass. I feel like I'm a little bassy right now, and I don't need to be. Let me adjust the bass on this really quickly.
I have tried to prepare you for the responsibility your skills will bring. Have you given thought to your future?
Okay. I just adjusted it, so that should be flat bass. You should be hearing whatever bass you're hearing is actually just my voice at this point. There's no boosted frequency. Okay, there we are. Let me catch up on what he said really quickly. You are my best pupil, though you came to me as an orphan. I have tried to prepare you for the responsibility your skills will bring. Have you given thought to your future? I don't like the idea. I'm going to be nice, but at the same time, I don't want to be. This isn't... I don't know. I think this is a nice one.
Your lessons are complete. Remember these basic skills and keep them at heart. But also remember the classes are not a true measure of ability.
Always be ready to learn. There is very, very little information out there more valuable than that. Or very, very little advice more valuable than that. No matter what you feel like you've obtained, no matter how intelligent you feel like you are, or how many experiences you feel like you've been through, what kind of wisdom you feel that your age or some position affords you, always understand two things. You have the capacity to be wrong, and very well may be, and you can correct that by assuming that whatever your situation is, that whatever external forces are in that can help afford you a greater understanding and move you away from the path of potentially being wrong.
Those who announce their
I'd rather doubt myself and be proven right than be cocky and ignorant and be proven wrong, I guess is the way I'd say that. And that's Eastern philosophy that dates back to, like, there's philosophies Western as well, but that dates way back and to actual Eastern philosophies, Confucius and beyond. It's brilliant, though. It's absolutely brilliant.
What is this interruption? This had better be important. There is much to say.
Granted, I'm just some silly guy out of Texas, so I'm not saying necessarily that anything I'm saying has any weight, but that's I think it's a good thing to consider.
And Kiamin was injured.
Where is she now?
Still outside the village by the outlook. Nijo couldn't carry her. Please come, Master Lee. The bandits are not at the village.
I don't remember how hard this is also. I may die. I may die sometimes in this. And if I die, please forgive the the poor playing. I'm going to try and do it as best as I can.
The time for practice is over. Go to Gujin, the weapon master, and get a weapon. You may soon be called to use it.
Okay.
On your way, make certain Dawnstar is aware of the danger.
I do notice that this has a lot of... one of the things I will say is this has a lot of...
for a potential attack while I tend to my fallen student. I will return as soon as
how do I want to say this? It mirrors KOTOR very, very well. And that doesn't... Let's see. Let's do that. It mirrors KOTOR quite well, insofar as that you are... Now, in this case, you're the prodigy, but it's in KOTOR you kind of are as well, and you're discovered early. In this one, you kind of know that you're a prodigy, but there's more to it than what you know. And then you have a very strong female protagonist, which in this case is Dawnstar, and the previous one is Bastila. Victory Leo, how you doing, man? Really appreciate you taking the time to stop by on my hopefully not low quality but impromptu stream. You were in on the last one, so I'll go ahead and repeat what I said last time with the stream that you and AR were on. Then I had a lot of trouble. I am migrating all of my stuff to equipments and software that I own, that is not being paid for on a monthly subscription. I'm good. How are you, Ann? Anna she had to step out of the room, sadly, because she was going to, the dogs were going crazy, and so she was going to try and keep them. So hopefully she'll come back in and be in here with us for a little bit, but she went to go kind of satiate the dogs for a moment, so we have a lot of puppers, so... well, I have a lot of pets in general, in fact. We have a lot of cats and puppies and a snake and some birds and a prairie dog. But hopefully I sound really good and everything looks good and all of that good stuff. I hope that at least that's the case. You can hopefully see my You see my little logo, and it's all nice, and my little backdrop is different. 3 puppy dogs you've seen. We have 6, so you've seen 50% of them. We have 6 puppies, 4 kitties, 2 birds, a snake, and a prairie dog. Hopefully, I'd love to hear your thing too, because Leo, you drop into Pinkwave as well. I mean, obviously, you're a master of your craft. Watching your channel, it's just always so polished. Everything sounds and looks amazing. But please let me know. What do you think? I know, Leo, you're familiar with my old one. This one I actually have the rights to use and such. Does it look okay? Does it sound okay? Is everything all right? I'm actually going straight through OBS instead of my monthly Streamlabs Premium or Prime. I'm not using the Pixel Japan theme because I didn't own the rights to use it. I do have the rights to use this one, or have permissions rather to use this one wherever I choose. I hope everything looks and sounds. I hope that me going into something like that has not diminished the quality. Let's see. A statue of a lion stands behind an altar. It is marked as a training aid designed by a previous master of the school. There is a crystal sphere in the lion's paw. Markings. The altar and statue serve to show students a real example of lessons otherwise presented abstractly in class. It has not seen use in some time. I'm lucky enough, barely afford to take care of one dog, I think. Well, either way. It's what we looks. Oh, thank you, Leo. I appreciate it. We have. It's more of a problem than it is a benefit, honestly. But almost every animal, well, almost. I will say this because I think that there are some exceptions, but almost every animal that we have, in one way or another, was rescued. So the objective is we love animals. Not that we wouldn't have, but we didn't just go and buy all of the animals. Most of these animals were rescued from the middle of a street or road where they would have gotten run over, or where they were just abandoned and starving, and we could see them drinking out of very, very dirty areas of runoff and just emaciated. And so we would take them in, feed them, make sure they were okay, go get their shots, that kind of thing. You've probably seen Sora, the big husky. He was a little mom's dog-ish rescue. See, I love rescues. We had, the thing about it is we had like Sora, like I said, he's a big puppy, very sweet big puppy. But when we had him, he's a little tiny puppy drinking out of nasty things with a whole swatch of other pups, different colors. Same husky, probably same family. But it wasn't just like, oh, they had escaped. They weren't running in the pack like they should. They were all just kind of going into the street. One of them almost got run over, and so he was the one that was the sweetest and would just stay there. And so we took him and nursed him back to health and made sure he was fed, and he got parvo. We nursed him through that. He's a survivor, and then went and got his shots, and so now he's a big, healthy puppy that's happy and, complacent, honestly. A little bit too spoiled, but still very sweet. The altar is less ornate than the statue and was replaced many times after frustrated or deliberate outbursts from students, but that too is part of the exercise. Husky on Anna's last stream, he was a naughty boy. He is the youngest, so he has still got way too much puppy in him. As big as he is not even quite a year old yet, I don't think. I think he's like 10 months. He's coming up pretty close, though. There is mention of greater reward for the more investigative path, but that was probably an additional element of the test performed by the master who placed it. You cannot recall Master Lee ever referring to this statue. Different masters prefer different methods of teaching. I'm going to approach it. The altar is less ornate than the statue and lacks a sense of permanence. Something activates as you approach. The sphere in the lion's paw begins to glow with a blue light. AR says, hello all. Hey AR, how are you doing? This is an impromptu stream. Wait, what? It says, please connect the controller and press start, but the controller shows it's still on. I don't know what happened here. 1 second. Let me go figure out what's going on. The controller's on, but I guess it just disconnected. This is an impromptu stream. I'll explain it in just a second. I explained it already, but I'll explain it in full. Let me make sure this is okay here. was interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Every time I join the stream, you have issues. It's not you. It's just happenstance. Low battery. See, I thought low battery as well, but it's not. I swapped the battery out before I started the stream, and the controller didn't die. It just desynchronized. It was still lit up the whole time. It just desynchronized for some reason. I have no idea why. Yeah. Last stream, this is what I was saying. Last stream, this is an impromptu stream essentially, but last stream I was making mention that I wanted to move from monthly subscription softwares to softwares where either I owned them in their entirety or whatever the case was. And we're getting all packed up and ready to go for Thanksgiving, and I had a little bit of time, and so I thought, okay, I'll jump on real quick and try to do it. So I'm replacing my Adobe Suite, which is like $50, $60 a month, with free stuff that I own. It wasn't free, I paid for it, but I own it now instead of just paying for a monthly subscription. I'm using OBS instead of Streamlabs. I'm using all of the overlays, underlays that you're seeing are ones that I have permissions to use. So all of that kind of stuff. The music, of course, is all stuff that I have the rights to use. And so I'm trying to see if this is any good. And I'm even using WebSocket protocol stuff for OBS, like when I'm switching scenes. So I'll show you. I'll switch over to the intermission screen here. And I did that from my cell phone. And then, this is already paid for, so I'm all good. Happy 25th. I'm sorry, Mr. Leo. I don't know. Am I missing something? Is someone turning 25? I was gonna say I'm older than 25, so or is this my 25th stream, or is it AR's 25th? Is it your 25th? That's good too. That's oh wait. Okay, so this is the approach the altar. Oh, the 25th day. I gotcha. Oh, okay. AR, okay, that's fine. No, I'm sorry. I'm in my 30s. Thank you for that. I wish I was 25. Would it be appropriate for me to ask Leo? Tell you what, I will say if you'd like to share your age, you're welcome to. There's no obligation. I'm in my 30s. I'll say that much. I'll keep it because my birthday's coming up fairly soon. I'm 29. You don't look 49, AR. I've seen you. I've seen your videos, and you don't look 49. You honestly, one of my favorite videos. 37? Oh, okay. Nothing wrong with that then. Nothing wrong with that. What was I gonna say? Oh, one of my favorite videos of yours, by the way, AR, and it may not be a full video. Okay, it's not. I don't know why. Hold on one second. This is a good test. And I'm not upset about it if it doesn't work. Is the chat? The chat's not popping up. Okay, well that's fine. I can work with. I don't really use the screen often. I'll work on that, but I'll go back to the game. There we go. Oh sheesh. Don't forget. No, one of my favorite videos is you and I can't remember what soundtrack it was. It may have been Cyber Shadow, but I don't think it was. But it was you kind of just there, and then music kicks on, and then you just kind of you let yourself be taken by the music, and you're like head bobbing a little bit and just kind of going with it. It's one of my favorites. But anyway, point being, you don't look 49. So, okay. So wait a minute. Blue light, probably the blue figure, yeah. And then red. Red figure probably. And then yellow. Yellow figure probably. An unfamiliar voice begins to emanate from the lion.
The obvious path is humble, safe, but pays the wage of a cook, not a champion.
Okay. So I got a silver coin for that. If I destroy the altar,
Rash action will reveal much about the task and the man. Reward may be immediate, but there is no going back.
there's no going back. That's true. But I did play both sides on that, so I think I did good. Yeah, that's one of my favorite. I mean, granted, I like your videos are great in general, but one of my favorites just kind of like made me smile immediately was seeing that and being like, yeah, I can relate. Just depending on what soundtrack. It's kind of like the YouTube video when the Doom music kicks in. It's that kind of thing where it's just like be taken by that music, go for it. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the village and get my weapon. There we go. I believe there are still loading screens, but I'm not sure how it's going to work with this loaded. So one of the things that they did recently was they put like Jedi Outcast on the Xbox.
What's the matter, Dawn?
It wasn't originally backwards compatible, and all versions of it that have been on other consoles are they're like the Aspire PC port to console, and Xbox finally put the not port but the actual, and it usually when it ran on the original hardware it was super laggy, and like it would just latency if there were too many characters on the screen, too many objects on the screen, and now it doesn't do that. So I'm wondering if that like we eliminate some of the lag and loading that's on this original one. Let's be polite.
You step beyond your station. She and I are discussing her future.
Thank you, Gal, but I'll pick my own poison. Now leave, and if you'd be so kind, stay down.
I've actually never played this. Always wanted to though. The setting is really cool. This is a really good. So BioWare, I was so sad. BioWare was originally owned and run by these two doctors, and I can't remember their names sadly. But they were owned and run by these two doctors, and they just cared about making good games. Like BioWare was awesome. KOTOR 1 was amazing. This game is great. The Mass Effect trilogy was really good, although there was controversy around 3. And KOTOR 2, by the way, was done by Obsidian, different company entirely, of course. But it's just, I don't know. They were on a streak. This is a great game. And also, I was looking at stuff. I was looking at the trailer. They had that aging mechanics and such, which I hate. By the way, for anybody who's familiar with me, I am chronophobic. I do not like time. I do not like aging. I do not like that. That is the one thing that just terrifies me to think about. Is, and I don't want to go off on a rampage. I've got a whole thing for it, but I hate the concept of it. So kind of wanting to play Sifu because I feel like I will do really good at that game because I don't want the consequence of seeing someone have 3 or 4 years drained from them every time you die. But anyway, I want to play it. I don't like seeing you upset. I want to be polite. Yeah, it's got a great. Anyway, point being, I love games that have the kind of Far East or old Far East setting to them. It's just there's something I never grew up. Thumb Brother says, "Yo, Retro Room, make room for me in the chair. I'm walking here." No, I really appreciate you for coming. How you doing, man? Yeah, it's always good to see you. It certainly is always good to see you. I wanted to get a hopefully decent, solid stream in before I left, and we finished a whole bunch of games. I mean, we finished so many different games, and I thought, well, what would be, you know? So I put this up, and this was what was voted for in a 75% sweep there. So.
What does Gal the Lesser ever
Let's see
want?
here.
He's convinced
Yeah, you're always
that
welcome. There's always room.
includes people. He's a spoiled little man. I'd rather not dwell on him. Let's not increase his influence by talking about him after he's gone. What is it you wish?
Retro is funny. I never grew up, and then he cuts the sentence off. That was the end of the sentence. I never grew up. I'm still technically 5. No, I'm just messing around. I don't know what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. Oh, you know what? I do know what I was gonna say. I never grew up in the East. Like I've never been to a genuine like Asian. I've never been to Asia anywhere, right? But something is so nice and comfortable about it to me for no good reason. Something is just so. I feel like that there's so much that I could learn. And it's so different from here. Thumb Brother says thumbs up on the accent. Oh, on that accent. Thank you. I am. I try. I tried rather.
You were coming. He just passed here with C. Pat on his way to help Kia Min. It's strange that simple bandits would launch such a raid. Master Li was concerned that this would interrupt your training. His respect for your.
Let's see. We don't have time to talk. Knock specifically. What do you know about it? Let's go for it.
Only what Master Li has told you in the past. You are meant for great things, but you must discover them yourself. It must be so frustrating, but exciting as well. It is not the same. You are filled with the promise of great things.
This is kind of the nice, like, this is kind of the back and forth. Like, I am the light. I'm the very. KOTOR. Jolie tells, like, Andor Vex, I think, is what the character's name is. Like, oh, he was like a hurricane of force energy. And then, like, the other thing is, like, the whisper. But it's. The whisper is more powerful than the hurricane in the right application.
I'm glad. You have always kept your feet on the ground. What does Master Li say? That you should keep the basics close to heart?
He says practice the fundamentals.
Workshop. It shouldn't be too hard to fight off simple bandits. They're foolish to attempt such an attack.
Dribble. Don't overshoot a free throw. Fundamentals. Let's see. Let's go together. I could use the company.
Of course. Good company will make the walk go faster.
Sure. That's fine. So now we have a party system. Press X on the follower screen to change there. So I can go here. And this works the same. I am going to go here. Wait. Yeah, save game. Save? Save. Okay, we'll save right there. We'll just overwrite it. You do have to save. This is, like, if you die, you got to start over. I don't think you get any, I don't think they pull any punches on this one. No pun intended. Oh! I don't know what these are. Hold on. I'm going to get rid of these. I'm worried that these could be problems. Considering that the thumbnail is supposed to look... Let me do this. And then let me go back and look. Is it just having trouble with the thumbnail? No, see, it's supposed to be a picture of where you are and what you're doing. But for whatever reason, those were all glitched out. It doesn't make a difference. There's the map. There's the journal. I don't possess the dragon amulet. Well, I have a whole section for a thing I don't own. That's nice. Okay. I don't remember all of the people you can get. This is really cool, though. So I can change her tactics to support or attack. So this is pretty cool. You get all these different characters. You can get all these different characters. You can also not. That's the thing. Like, they may not want to, is what I mean to say. Not you don't. Well, I think you have to some extent. What does this say? The great wheel of life turns eternal, bringing one through life into death and back around again into life. Though the new life is always different, the core essence, the spirit of a person remains the same. This spirit breathed into each person is eternal. To achieve harmony with the universe, one must perfect their harmony with the spirit. Indeed, the spirit is the spirit in each individual is a reflection of that greater universe. It is the reflection of the wheel of life and the great dragon that created it. Shenron. Bring us all the Dragon Balls. I like Dragon Ball Z. I'm blending mythos, anime and video game, not legitimate mythos, of course. All right. What's up here? Ooh, is it a... Yeah, it's a focus shrine. I don't really think I need it, though, the thing. You meditate and restore your focus. That was a really short meditation. It was a really, like, you had to have been focused. Let's see how well this loads up. Okay, this is actually loading pretty good. Pretty well. It doesn't feel like it loads that much more quickly than it did on the original Xbox, but the frame rate feels more substantial. And you guys are seeing it in 4:3. I actually see it in 16:9 aspect ratio. So you guys are actually seeing it in the original aspect ratio. Hopefully it looks okay.
Not a lot of guards, are there?
Hopefully, like I said, it before. I'm doing it, I'm migrating to stuff I own. So like I said, hopefully everything looks and sounds good. Still sounds and looks professional and all that kind of good stuff. The microphones aren't changing, but the programs that I'm using to process the microphones, the sound, and all that, that is changing. That has changed, rather. My editing software has changed. There's all kinds of... Oh, I forgot. That's not the right button. It's A. It's A. It's A. Okay, there we go. I really made a mistake there. I'm going to heal.
I can't believe they've moved so quickly. We need your weapon. Gujin will be in his shop north of the main
I was
store.
next to useless there because I started hitting X immediately, and that's a really slow attack.
They killed him.
Heavens, no.
My eyeballs like this game. 8.6 out of 10. Well, good. I'm glad. I like this game. It's been a lot. Like I said, I have not passed it in. Shoot. How long has it been? I said 08 or 09. I guess it's been that long. It's probably been around 08 or 09.
This building is Gujin's.
I last passed the
As soon
game.
as we can.
Oh, that just says. Yeah, I think he speaks Thou Fan first. Or Tho Fan.
Hello, Weapon Master Gujin. Good day to you.
There's some epic eyebrows, by the way. Yeah, Tho Fan. There are some languages.
If you'd prefer, I don't need to use
There are some languages that flow off the tongue better.
What brings you here?
I feel like English flows off the tongue poorly, but it can be more articulate than a lot of other languages. Although I am working on learning several other languages too. So I'm going to try. I want to, but I'm not going to guarantee that I'm going to be proficient anytime soon. But I'm trying. I find those straw hats. I find those straw hat kind of hats the coolest thing ever. I think it stems from Big Trouble in Little China and Raiden from Mortal Kombat. Those are cool. And but Raiden had the little one. I like the ones that have like the really wide brim that goes all the way around. I think those are really, really cool. Some of them have the little window carved into it so they can actually see beyond the brim. But I agree with you. Those are super cool. I'm not gonna be rude to him. He's giving me a weapon.
Already? I assume you dealt with them. And the rest. Dawnstar, I watched you practice with that new blade yesterday.
This is a great honor.
You know, you came here with Master Li as just a babe.
So, just a quick question. Leo was kind enough to give some input, but I'd like as much input as I can to AR or Thumb, if you're able to, or Pinkwave, if you're in there still. Does everything still look okay? Sound nice and professional and concise? Or is it nice and balanced? Or, that kind of stuff. Please let me know if there's something you feel like needs to be done better, and I can fix that.
I don't know
All good on my end. Okay, good. Good. I'm glad. Let's see.
You may arm yourself with either the legendary longsword Fortune.
I feel like.
I'm afraid not. I'll explain why in a moment. But suffice
Let's
it,
see.
In time, Dawnstar will be able to handle a weapon like this. But don't discount the blade I gave her. Master Li wanted her to have the keenest steel.
Okay. I feel like... Okay, and here's the thing. I'll put it on this side. What do you guys think? There's a longsword, the Fortune's favorite, and the staff.
They say this blade was created.
I kind of feel like since she has the sword, I should probably do the staff. I feel like the staff will give me reach, but I don't know.
Found its way into the hands of men. How your master found it, I cannot say.
And then tell me about the staff.
They say Golden Star was forged as a gift to a water spirit of the Silkworm River. A young noble convinced...
AR says, I would love to see you stream Mortal Kombat Deception. Its story mode was great, ahead of its time for a fighting game. Also, being an MK diehard fan, freak fan, it would be fun to see you go through it. I have not gone through Deception in a while. I have it on, I believe I have it on PS2 and Wii, believe it or not. I'll do that. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. I can pass. I mean, I can pass this one first and go straight to that one. Or if people end up not liking this one, I can always do the other. I can always move over to that. I did buy it because it was and I can't remember well, but I feel like that there was something wrong when I first got it when it first came out. And when the Wii version came out, they had kind of polished all the kinks out. And so I could do whatever I needed to do with it. And the Wii version is actually pretty good. Deception is underrated, in my opinion. The best of the 3D eras, Mortal Kombat's. I agree. Well, and I remember they used to have a... I used to have a subscription to a GamePro, I think it was. And GamePro was going on about the story mode being epic. Do your mic levels ever reach yellow? Yes, I like my mic level to reside in the top half or top third of the yellow. That's where I like it to be. Usually, does it not sound good to you, or? If it doesn't sound good, then obviously I'll get that fixed. But that's usually where I like it to sit. And then I put a compressor to keep it from clipping, with a hard limit of like -0.01, so it doesn't clip. Because clipping is anything above 0 decibels. So, for example, like when you see OBS, if you're using OBS or you're using Streamlabs, you see green. Green is really good for. I'm giving a. It sounds good. Okay, good. So green. This is my experience. Granted, yet again no engineer, so I don't know perfectly, but I did learn from an engineer who does know well, and this is the basic advice. Don't worry, Retro. I'll give you some audio tips. Hey, I'd always take your stuff. Sounds good too, by the way. All right, you give yourself a lot harder of a time, but it's honestly, hey, your stuff sounds good. Don't. I see the LOL. I see what you're doing. I need to set a clipper. So what I do normally is I find that the green area is really good for recording, pre-recording. So if you're going to use, like, for example, if you're using like LUFS, which is how you would set after you. So for example, I'm going to go ahead and put this plug in there really quickly. If you go to the press restart channel, AR and I, when we were discussing that, we weren't discussing that live. So we were actually discussing that, and it was being recorded. I kept the levels in the green so that if something outside of my control, so far, AR's mic, for example, crackled or popped, or I bumped into my microphone or something like that, I could erase that and I could boost what I needed to boost afterwards, right? So that's where usually the green part's okay, because it's going to get boosted artificially after that. So green is safe. When you're in a live broadcast, you can't really boost yourself artificially using the LUFS method, though, which is the universal audio standard for loudness, I guess. And I think it's -24 is the universal, but -16 is usually, I think, what we use in America. And so normally what I do is I try to hit the yellow to bottom, even the bottom of the red, because usually what's pleasant to hear is between -3, I guess, maybe a little bit more than that. Maybe -10 and up is a little bit more, but I try to keep it around like -8, -6, maybe even -3, and then I put a compressor on it, which I put a limiter or a compressor on it, which helps keep my loudest notes under clipping, and my quiet notes, it brings them back up to make them sound even. And then that way, if I yell because I'm angry at something, it's not going to clip the mic and hurt your guys' ears, nor hurt my microphone. And if it is too quiet, it's going to try and boost that, so you guys aren't having too much of trouble hearing me. That doesn't always mean it works, but it's going to help that. So if I'm whispering like this, you can still hear me, even though I'm whispering pretty quietly. It should sound pretty even. And if I'm talking really loud like this, you're still hearing me, and it's not busting your ears out. Hopefully that's the case. So, hopefully you can tell. I mean, you can tell the difference between loud and quiet, but it shouldn't hopefully have sounded super distorted or bad in that way. Wait, where's my Where'd my staff go? Did I not pick my staff up? Wait, hold on. Wait, no. Wait, hold on. I think those are bad guys right there.
Legendary strike.
That guy's got a weapon. Where'd my staff go? Free ASMR content? Oh, now he's shouting. Why are you always yelling at me? Sorry about that. So, but I was trying to show how the compressor worked. So I hope I didn't rupture anybody's ear. Wait, ears. Where did my staff go? You handed me a staff, right? Wait, did you hand me a staff?
Go on.
You had. Wait, what did I do? Wait, conversation skills. Intuition, charm, and intimidation. Oh, okay, all right. I'm in charming and I'm intimidating, apparently. But hopefully, like, when I was whispering, I wasn't whispering super loud. I was whispering kind of like I would whisper to somebody else. Hopefully you could hear that. And then if I got too loud, same situation. I always lose my staff on Kung Fu Adventures 2. It happens. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. Like, he said he was going to give me one, but I don't know where it is. I don't know. Where did your staff go? Sounds like a Mel Brooks movie joke. It does sound like a Mel Brooks movie joke. I like Mel Brooks movies. I know that some of the movies have been very controversial, and I can respect the controversies and such. I mean, the people being potentially offended and such. I get that. Wait. Can I do a... Wait, did that guy attack? No. No, he's a good guy. Guard young. I didn't need to know his age. But like, I liked Mel Brooks' stuff. I don't think this is where I'm supposed to go. I think I'm supposed to go back at this town square. I feel like there's something... I love old comedy. Yeah, me too. Some of the, like I said, I understand the controversy with his, like, in some cases I'm like, he sense of humor. Blazing Saddles was definitely risky. You're a better man than me, Retro. I don't respect them being offended. Yeah, well, so it's namely Blazing Saddles that I'm thinking of, and it's only because that some of the stuff that was used in there was, I mean, it was all, in my opinion, it was funny, but I get where some people could be a little bit more, because it wasn't about the joke, it was about some of the nomenclature, so to speak. That's a polite way of putting it. But like that's kind of my...
Legendary strike.
There's my staff right there. I'm gonna poke you with it. So that's where I'm coming from. It's not saying that people couldn't take a joke. I completely agree with that. Like, you should be able to take a joke if you're gonna watch something comedic. Oh God, I may die here. I'm gonna have to get used to the fighting system here. I can understand why boss time I just don't care. That's fair. I mean, that's completely fair. But beyond that, I mean, I'm kind of like, you know. I think most of the time I don't feel like people are intentionally trying to hurt people when they're making humor. And in all, Blazing Saddles is kind of satirical. It definitely makes those people look like they're ignorant for the way that they were doing things, but it's done in a kind of comedic way. But, you know, I'm going to poke you with my staff. Hey, now calm down, PG. Got to knock this stream down to a 6.1 out of 10. Well, that's the first. That's the first. I'm going to go into a movie, and it's going to be like rated PG 13, and they're going to be allotted 1 F-bomb, and they're going to accidentally drop 2, and I'm going to derate them for that. No, you know what? This is a PG-13. They did not stick to it. I'm docking them 3 points. I meant the actual staff, though. I do understand how that could be a little bit more risque than I meant. Okay, hold on here. Here we go. So the fighting is a little... It's not wonky. I wouldn't say that at all. But it is definitely not the easiest for me to get used to. So for anybody who didn't see the very beginning... Ooh! For anyone who did not see the very beginning, block is B, attack is A, and then hard attack is X, basically, which is that super slow one that you're seeing with the lightning. that Dawnstar just did and launched the man. So it's a little, it's not wonky in a bad way. It's just not like typically you would expect. What heart attack is X and Y, and then fast attack is X, and so 6.1 out of 10. Got threatened to be poked. IGN. Did not enjoy my time. Did not enjoy my time with this. I mean, obviously, I think we could go into 200 silver for that. All right, cool. I'm gonna go learn the iron belly technique real quick. Can I do that, or is it gonna make me? Is it gonna make me stick to the? Yeah, it's gonna make me stick. Okay, that's fine. I mean, IGN's rated things more, has docked ratings for more ridiculous reasons, I think. So, okay, I do know that this is rated M for mature. I did make that disclaimer in the thing for other people who watch this after the fact. It's not super bad, but if you're offended by bad blood and gore, you're about to see some. I do remember that this has some bad blood and gore.
Yet another village with no purpose. I will replenish our supplies and continue my search elsewhere. You will all, of course, have to die.
Yeah, I mean, it's standard transaction. So, yeah, so bad blood and gore. But it is there. Rated M for mature. Hold on. Oh, whoa, I didn't even know I could do that. That's pretty cool. Oh, sheesh. Nah, that's fine. Like, I have no, like, the fact that I'm on fire affects my health bar, does not affect my fighting. I'm still epic. I can kick in front of you like nobody's business. And inflict literally 0 damage. There we go. Here we go. Oh, whoa. Hold on. He's got a pole arm? Hold on, wait. Let me get some. Pick that up. Oh, she's got a pole arm. Sorry. Oh, no, you don't. Nuh-uh. You better leave me alone, lady. What do you mean watch myself after I've already been stabbed and I got 50 XP for getting shot with a can. That probably would have killed me had that fight not finished.
Legendary strike.
Oh, hold on real quick. I'm gonna pause this so I can get. No need to block with your staff when your staff is ready. Good old-fashioned aggressive. Really? I have some things I need to focus on. Enjoyed my stay here. Catch you next time, Retro Room. Oh, hey, thank you for being here, Thumb. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I always have a blast when you guys stop in, and it's a lot of fun. So, insufficient chi. I'm gonna catch some chi then. I need to kill the guys with the pole arms first. I know that. Oh, I haven't the focus to use my staff though. Okay. Yeah, so the fighting is like I said, still a little weird. Is he using Panteras? He is. He was using Panteras. Cannon fire, look out. Oh, sheesh. Out of focus for my staff, but that's okay. Because the guy with the Panteras gave me random health. I don't remember, can I get Panteras? I would like that. That'd be really cool. Yeah, hold on. Just... Oh, he was firing behind me. He was firing for where I was going. These guys with the pole arms are the worst, honestly.
What are you? Your skills are more than this tiny village warrants.
To be fair, setting your fists on fire is always a plus in a fight. That's true. That's it. I mean, it does damage to you, but there is no denying that it would also hurt a face a lot more.
These mercenaries are not the only threat I command. Let us see you contend with this.
And here we go into the pre-rendered. That's right. I've also got payrolls on payrolls. I've also got ghosts on the payroll. Son of a gun. The question I have, mythologies or not, are Oh, see, look, a ghost can still be hit in the face just as easily. Like, you are not incorporeal. He's got a pole arm that is technically also not incorporeal. Ah, sheesh. There we go. That's health. Why would these ghosts feel compelled to attack a random guy they've never met, didn't know, passed away before he probably even was old enough to know.
Impressive. Clearly, I have been too dismissive in my search.
I don't know. What does the symbol on his forehead mean? If anyone knows at all. Oh, here comes Lee. We're gonna learn why he's the teacher of the school.
I have seen enough of your skills. You will die now, so I am not
Oh well.
later.
Good to know. We're switching between in-game graphics and pre-rendered, by the way. And Lee broke your ship. That's a pretty epic way to do things, though. You have to be honest. Like, that's...
You! Well fought, my student. But I cannot risk you against a foe like this yet.
Maybe all of the goes to his class at school and he used to make them do his homework. That's why. Backstory.
We expected an army. Your strategy, as always, is impeccable.
That's pretty good. Well, I mean, you know, he's the bully guy. He's like, he threatens to give him a swirly or something. My teacher, as being the good guy he is, just killed this guy. By the way, who did not get a single hit in.
It would seem that my past is catching up to me, and you are destined to be swept along. You have faced your first spirit opponents.
You said I was done with my training, though, so it really wouldn't have mattered what your time frame on that was. Like, it was going to happen one way or the other. You weren't going to introduce those to me, because you said my training was done.
But perhaps you are ready.
Thank you for your assistance. Why did you step in? I'm going to try something really quickly, too. I want to check something out. I'm going to go back to my my thing here. To my intermission screen here.
Now there is no choice. I will explain this.
That bad guy might be the worst bad guy I've ever seen in anything. He is. He's exactly the worst. I just want to see something really quickly if I can. Can I go to properties? I want to see if this works. I'm just going to try it. So, paste. Okay. I'm gonna leave it on the screen for. There it is. Look at that. That's all it took. Really? Okay. Well, fair enough. I like how that's the case. All right. Yeah. Okay. So I was trying to figure out how to get the chat going. Well, I'm famous. I'm on the screen. You are on the screen. It would be really cool, honestly. The side note for anybody, just think it'd be really cool to have a high fidelity like video call with you where I could see you face to face and talk on the podcast in something kind of like this, where we each have kind of our own windows and cool backdrops. You know, maybe eventually we'll figure out how that we could do that if that's something you were ever interested in. Go subscribe to AR Game. No, don't be. That's the same thing. So yet again, anybody who is unfamiliar, if you haven't gotten a chance to take a look at it, I did put it in the description here. But go please check out our first episode on Press Restart of the debut episode of the podcast. It is the Press Restart channel, so there's a link to the first episode in the description below. And if you should choose to give it a listen, if you do happen to like what you're hearing, the opinions or whatever the case is, of course, I'm one half of that. But AR Games is the other half of that, and definitely feel free to go and give his content a look and listen, because it's great stuff too. Whereas mine seems to focus a little bit more centrically on gameplay, his is kind of focused on just games in general, from pickups to reviews and opinions to gameplays. It's all kinds of awesome. So I love the podcast, man. Ton of fun. Oh, I completely agree. I had a blast, and I'm excited to do more. So, all right, I'll go ahead and switch it. Now I've got it going. I'm going to switch it back over real quick to the game, and then I'll switch it back over just one more time here in a second to see if it stays. But that should be good. But yeah, absolutely. For anybody who is interested, I'm going to give myself one there. Definitely. What is balanced? Balance is 655. Nah, let's do 754. But yeah, for anybody who's interested, that's definitely something I would highly recommend giving a shout out to, or shot of, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Go check it out if you can. Check out AR's channel and the podcast, hopefully. Let's chi damage, duration increase, speed. Wait. Let's do Golden Star, because I know I'm going to use that. So we'll do a damage increase and a focus cost. Actually, you know what? Okay, fine. Let's do that. Yes. And do I get to do it to all of it or no? No, I don't. That's fine. Of course, of course. I mean, you've got some great stuff. It's a lot of fun, and I think there's a great range of diversity between the two of us because while I feel like we agreed on a lot of stuff, I feel like that there were subtleties on focus that we didn't necessarily have an eye-to-eye view on. And I also think our channels are a really good complement. In my case, like I said, I do more of a kind of commentary, playing games, just kind of sit back and chill. You have that, but then you did, like I said, your game pickups, and you've done reviews, which are great. So like I think you kind of have more of a multifaceted. I'd like to do reviews eventually, but I have to learn my new editing software before I feel like I'll be super comfortable with that. You know, like B-roll and all that stuff. I'm comfortable enough to put together, like I did the podcast, but I don't know if I'm comfortable enough doing like B-roll and making everything look really smooth and fancy with videography. I'm a really sweet talker because I think there's a romance thing here.
I was worried enough when we were expecting bandits. Now it seems there are dangers we don't even know about. Assassins don't attack at random. They have very specific.
I'm gonna grab my tea really quickly, actually.
I don't want anything to happen to this home. I've never belonged
there we go.
anywhere else.
I'd love to do reviews on our channel too, man. We would have to decide on a scoring system or something, if any. I would absolutely love to do that, and I agree. We would have to find a scoring system that we'd. I think a scoring. Here's the thing. This is one of the things I feel like, and I feel like that we. So, how do I say this? She definitely wants that staff. You can see it in her high-res eyes. Yeah, that's in 60 FPS. You can see her lust. I think the review. So I agree with you. I think that the 1 through 10 review system is fine, but it's muddy. Like it didn't used to be, but it's super muddy now because 1 through 5. We kind of talked about it, right? Anything under a 7's no good anymore, apparently, and such. So on and so forth. Letter grading is fine. A to F, that's fine. But same situation. You don't really have a lot of good to work with because C is average, and you don't want to be average. I feel like that. I kind of like one of the ones I really like. If you've ever seen him at The Completionist, is like he's got finish it, complete it, play it. I like that. I think that's really that's concise. Complete it is go all the way through it. You know it's worth it. Play it is you should like what is it? It's complete it, pass it, play it, something like that. And then I can't remember. I like that though, but I would like to do something kind of like that that's more proprietary. I agree. I also feel like an out of 10 system could be done well if you explain your process and definition behind each number. I think so too. I wouldn't disagree with that if we just stuck to that, but I do like the complete it and the pass it and all. For example, my 7 out of 10 would definitely be the same as IGN's 7 out of 10. Would it though? I feel like that IGN's 7 out of 10. I meant not be the same. Okay, I was gonna say I feel like that IGN's 7 out of 10s should be like my 7 out of 10 is an above average good game, and I feel like their 7 out of 10s are more along the like negative. Like to me, 5 out of 10 is average. Like this game didn't do anything that wowed me, but it wasn't offensive. It's worth a pickup for a discount. 6 is an above average game that's not wowing, but hey, slight discount. 7 out of 10 is hey, that's a solid game right there. I like Gerard though. Would definitely not be the same as IGN's. What a typo. No, I get it, though. I get it.
Would it be strange of me to say I don't know? I remember moving around a lot. I'm sure it's nothing.
Let's see. I'm just kind of asking for background from her right now. She doesn't know. Like, we kind of we're kind of birds of a feather in that we're orphaned and then adopted into this academy. Which it's never a good thing to be an orphan. It's never a fun thing about that, but it would be, I think, a stroke of luck to be adopted into an academy that helps you, learn something very useful, a very useful skill, very useful trade, something in high demand, and it'll also afford you the ability to wear what looks to be pretty fine dress. So, let's see.
I don't want to think about it too much.
I've been trying to find a system for my own reviews. I finalized my Kena review by saying it was fantastic rather than a number, but I'm not sure how I'll do it in the future. What if you did the same thing with the A? What if you did like the A through F system, but you had words like it was like an acrostic almost, like you could also do tier, right? I mean, everybody's done tier, so everybody I think understands it now. You know, S tier. Devil May Cry style, right? Triple S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier. It's kind of like the letter grades, but there's a lot of room to kind of play with it. I was thinking Devil May Cry, I was thinking like A, because they do like awesome, and then B is like brutal, and then C is like, so finding something like that. I don't know why. Devil May Cry just, you know.
We are all spiritual creatures. When we die, if their time among the living, they usually.
That's a good system, actually. The tiers. I mean, it's easy. It's like not in terms of it's easy to implement, but it's easily communicable. You know, and there aren't very many S tier games out there if you're talking about just perfect. But I shouldn't say that. It just depends on how you would rate them. Okay, I'm gonna follow me, Dawnstar. There's a creepy cave in here. It's got a single barrel. Oh wait, no, it's a couple barrels. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe like it's whatever you'd want to do, but I feel like that. I feel like having something that's unique and easy to communicate, but then you know you can explain it to be anything you want it to be. I don't know. It seems like that might be helpful.
It's a good thing we have Master Li here. Don't forget his senior student. They say he's the one who dealt
I think
with
that's
many
me.
of the bandits.
Oh, it's that lady.
Wait, which one do you mean? Surely not that arrogant gallant.
I thought about an out of 5 system for myself, but for me, a 3 would be considered good, in my opinion, but a 2 would be considered bad. My problem is, what if they think the game is just okay? Well, so for me, I would say, if I were doing, granted, this may not be the same, but if I were doing an out of 5 system, I would say 3 is average, 2 is below average, 1 is bad, 4 is above average, 5 is fantastic. So in my case, it would be 3 is average, 4 is great, or 4 is, yeah, great, and 5 is near perfect. And then for me, it would be 3 is average, 2 is below average or bad, or not very good, and then 1 is, you know, bad, either super bad or unplayable. And then 3 would be my just okay. Like, my, hey, it's you know, it doesn't offend me, it's not good. That's just me. You may disagree with that, and if you do, that's okay too. Wait a minute. I want to talk to Smiling Mountain. I want to learn the Iron Belly.
I heard how you faced those bandits.
I got hit by many a cannonball.
Is there anything
Actual literal
perhaps a
steel
training
hunks
session with some
of
the students? It would do them good.
propulsion. Or that were propelled. No. Train me in the way of the belly, please. Belly of iron. I'll lose a chi for it, but that's okay. I think I can only learn... Can I learn more than one? I can. I know I can learn Mind of Steel, apparently. I don't know what any of those things said, but I got them. How much health do I have now? Does that do I know? I got 173. That's pretty cool. 173. Yeah, that's not bad. My mind and focus aren't great, but that's okay because I can use my hands.
It would have been great to see Master Li deal with that
It was
source.
cool.
I understand.
Wait.
That makes sense. Is that how you live your life? You could just be pouring honey in my ears, but that's not half as fun as other places
Okay.
it could go.
Lynn, you're incorrigible.
Maybe I should spend more time training and less time worrying about where I stand. Besides, there might be...
Lady, you've got a weird way of eating honey.
Leaving so
Oh yeah,
soon?
it's good. I didn't even mean to talk to you. You've got a weird way of eating honey, and I'm not okay with it.
You are back.
I like, and I don't mean to keep mentioning him, but ACG system. He goes by buy, wait for sale, or never touch. system that I feel like straight and to the point. I agree with that. I agree with that. I feel like that I would go a little bit like that. I think is straight to the point, but I also feel like that I would probably have like the. I feel like I would have subdivisions of those that I would end up getting into by mistake, or just inevitably, not necessarily by mistake.
After you return from the spirit cave,
Which that may not be the case. Maybe not.
Object!
Gao, what is the meaning of this intrusion?
Your pet student is not the only one who fought those outlaws. Perhaps I did not stand in their midst on the beach like a fool, but I did my part. If you spent less time coddling him...
I was like coddled. I literally took several of them down while you...
This is not a matter that can be decided by effort, Gao.
I'll do that.
There are things at play.
I feel like I would get stuck into some other... Because you say like buy, but I feel like there are some games, like for example, and I mentioned it on the podcast, Witcher 3. Witcher 3 gives you, especially with the DLC, like, if you go and you buy Witcher 3 with all the DLC, right, the Game of the Year edition, for $20, like, yeah, that's an absolute buy. But not only is that a buy, that is a steal. So I feel like I would add that category, but I feel like it might not go over well. It'd be like, oh, you're telling us to steal it? No, I'm not telling you to steal it. I'm telling you it is a steal. Like, it is worth the full 60, but you can get it for 20. Like, I don't know. Of course, you know that. So I feel like I would probably go off and make other little tangents that might water down the whole thing. But I agree I agree that that's a good system.
I will not have you brawling in the street. If this must happen, it will happen in the ring. As a prop, Gao, you are restricted to styles that I have taught. I know the dark tutoring your father, Gao the Greater, has imparted, but I won't have any such sorcery here.
Hobbled before I begin. Of course. How else would your precious protege win?
My student, I do not trust Gao to fight honorably.
I can't remember if he's difficult. I think he's difficult.
Carefully.
Let's see.
Prepare yourself and return when you are ready.
I'm gonna try and do this.
Then let the fighter. Fighters, are you ready? This challenge will continue.
A possibility.
Master, are you certain this is a
They have a dispute.
I said you would regret getting in my...
I don't know why he's all upset at me.
Legendary strike.
Okay. I have to remember that A is the block button. Did he just use a... Wait a minute. I'm gonna stick away from him. He's definitely not using a style that he's definitely using other styles that are not okay. Ooh, I dodged him by mistake. I don't know how he healed. I guess he just has naturally 1.5 bars. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna keep hitting him with this thing. He doesn't seem to be able to attack very well if I keep hitting him with this. That shouldn't have counted technically, but I'm gonna take it. I don't think he's using the styles that he was taught here at this academy either, though. That purple stuff looked pretty evil. Nice. Oh, someone's online.
It is done. The challenge
He's a friend of mine.
and the winner is clear.
Let's see.
No!
Oh, that's an evil one. You can't use fire. He didn't teach the way of fire. He taught the way of fist.
I have made enough concessions to you today. I thought I could guide you away from your corrupted path, but you are too much the son of Gao the Greater. You are no longer welcome among my students, and your
I can't remember what Gao the Greater was. I remember Death's Hand. I believe it was Death's Hand. Am I thinking of Ninja Gaiden? I think it's this.
You were defeated by your own foolish ambition and
Here's the correct system. Don't buy, Masterpiece, Shovel Knight. Simple. What games fall into the simple category? I agree with that. Shovel Knight's amazing. Shovel Knight's really, really good.
I'm
I also liked Undertale, which it's definitely a I think flip of a coin whether or not that you'll like that somebody would like that game. I can understand why it's not, but yeah, that is a topic. This is a topic I want to talk about in one of our, and it could be the very next one, honestly. I want to talk about the most disappointed in a game we've ever been, and in my case, concurrently, the worst game you've ever bought. Like, by your thoughts, the worst game. It can be completely subjective. I would love to do that at some point. I think I may have mentioned it, but let's see. Hold on, wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, that's fun. I have a few. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I think that would be a good. I think that would be good to talk about. I think it would be a fun thing to talk about. And I feel like everybody can you know. I feel like everybody can relate to some extent.
To be a part of it. As much as you want to know more, I doubt you had a say in your fate either.
Okay, I'm gonna switch back really quickly. I just want to see if the text still works, the chat's still up.
Master Lee is waiting for you.
Yep. All right, cool. I figured that out. I just took a while to figure it out. That's all right. There we go. Where are we going, Dawn Star? Oh, yeah. I go to the Spirit Cave. I don't remember this game very well. Oh, I need to go. My bars are empty. I mean, my health is good. But this is going to be like a T-Mobile commercial. Like, my bars are completely empty. Sorry, T-Mobile. But around here, you don't got good service. I have AT&T. It works pretty good. Where's the shrines that I was using before? Are they not? Can I not? Why do I need? Firstly, why do I need a shrine? Oh, here we go. Auspicious portents. Understanding the stars in the universe is a very important goal. By examining the universe, we can interpret and predict things to come. The sky is where the great dragon was said to dwell, and in his illustrious home, we can see the signs of his effects on creation. Of the observable phenomena, 3 major ones are the most auspicious comets. The flames of the heavens passing across the sky, eclipses during which the power of the gods blocks the sun for brief periods, and falling stars marking the descent of one of the celestial. This is a really confusing way to say of the celestial bureaucracy to the earth. It's a really, really complicated way of saying sometimes there's a solar eclipse. Passing sky eclipses during which the power of the gods blocks the sun. I think that's just the moon. But this is a fantasy world, so maybe that's the case. Yeah, I feel like that the switching back really quickly. I feel like that the topic of bad games, most disappointed games. I feel like that falls almost exactly in the same. I feel like it almost falls in the same topic as like hidden gems too, though. Because I feel like that. That when you, and I'm trying to think of how to say it. Like, I have a couple of games that were considered bad, and I would not consider them guilty pleasures. I would consider like they were objectified. That's not what I say. They weren't objectified. I mean, they are objects, so that you didn't objectify it. They were considered objectively bad, like by reviewers. And I was like, no, that's not right. That doesn't sound right. So I don't know. Like, I have a few of those where I feel like I would go and, oh no, this is a hidden gem. This is absolutely, I don't know. I say, I don't have guilty pleasures. I'm not ashamed of anything. That's fair. That's completely fair. For me, like, when I say guilty pleasures, like, I shouldn't. When I say guilty pleasures, I'm saying. Let's see, I have a ton of games that I love that have been hated on and reviewed poorly. See, so it's not. When I say guilty pleasure, I'm trying to use it colloquially, right? It's not a game that has been reviewed poorly. That is, for me at least, it's not a game that's reviewed poorly that I like. It's a game that is actually pretty bad. Like, it doesn't necessarily play very well. And the story is absolutely garbage. And yet, for some reason, I continue to play it. Like, if I handed it to I think a guilty pleasure is more like if I handed this game to anybody, a friend, and they played it would they have fun with it? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. I think that's where it is. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable recommending it to anybody, but I would myself enjoy it. I do myself enjoy it. Maybe that's where I'm coming from. But I do think that's a good way to look at it too. It's like, hey, no, there are games that have been reviewed poorly that I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't.
Wait outside, Gao.
So, but you know, maybe that's a different. I enjoyed Anthem. Yep, I really did. That's okay. Fair enough.
Many things ahead that you must discover about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, there are games out there, like there are games that have been reviewed poorly that I would absolutely classify as hidden gems. Like they're really good games, they're reviewed poorly, and I enjoy them. There are games that I'm like, this is an awful game. Like if I recommended this to any friend of mine, any person that I know, 9 times out of 10 they'd be like, this is garbage. Anthem had some insane faults and issues, though. Yeah, that's true. It's one of those, like, I feel like I don't know, I feel like there are several really fine lines. And I mean, like, when I say fine lines, I mean, like, vaporously fine. Like not even tangible. Witnessable, but so easy to cross, you wouldn't even notice if you did cross it. But maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe you disagree with that.
I was known as Sun Li, the glorious strategist. I am the brother of Emperor Sun Hai.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Were you at all related to Sun Tzu, who wrote The Art of War? Also a really good book, by the way.
I will tell you more, but first, we have an uninvited visitor. Gao never could keep his ears to himself, especially when angry. So predictable. He's heard as much as I wanted him to. Perhaps it will give him a little perspective.
I like how he just knows. He's like,
Even the most humble person.
I mean, the door is technically made of wood and paper, but
that includes you and me both. I was ashamed. He seized your homeland during the long drought.
Oh, there it is, Death's Hand. So yeah, Death's Hand is this. What was the creature? What was the like Shogun-esque looking guy in Ninja Gaiden for the Xbox? What was his name? That he gives you the cursed sword. And if you use it, it like takes your health. Death's Hand's got like this shogunistic look to him. He's got like what, is it called a kama? The helmet of a shogun or of a samurai? I can't remember, but anyway. Yeah, see, that's Death's Hand. Death's Hand's really cool. This is what the pre-rendered look like, so there's definitely some...
No, this is my fight.
There's definitely some... Games have evolved. I still don't think I would mess... I mean, that was immediate. That was just like... You went to fight 2 guys with big old swords. I'm not saying there isn't a way around that, but you should never jump into that fight. You should immediately go get something sharp, pointy, and long, and then take them out. Death's Hand's a really cool looking character, though, I think. Well, this almost feels like, I mean, it's definitely, you know, Asia inspired, Eastern inspired, but something about the like baby makes me feel very Prince of Persia-y vibes from it. I would not have risked peeking back in there with my child in arm. Like, I would have been like, hey, whatever you're doing, I want no part of it. I just need to put distance between you and myself because my kid's here. Aw. Look at that little low poly baby. Still adorable, even if completely fictitious. Also, that baby was the same age when I played it. When I played this game like 13 years ago.
People were killed. I am haunted by it, and now the world may join me. The assassin on the beach was a lotus.
It may have been longer than that, actually.
A minion of Death's Hand.
Currently writing down some potential news topics for the next podcast. Want any topics added too? Oh yeah. Actually, let's see. You say news topics. I mean, I definitely wouldn't be. Yet again, doesn't have to be the next one, but we could absolutely do, the hidden gems and the most disappointed buys. But if you're looking specifically for news topics, oh, there was a big one. Hold on, I'm going to take a look really quickly. There was a big one I wanted to discuss with you. So, let me see if I can find it really quickly because there's a chance that I won't be able to. So I'm going to try. It was important and I wanted to talk. Doesn't have to be news, just anything. I mean, I wouldn't mind it, depending on how much content we have. I certainly wouldn't mind doing, like I said, the most disappointed game buy or worst games, since we had done kind of a best games. I wouldn't mind doing that. It was the Xbox, Microsoft, excuse me, had decided to Microsoft decided not to do any more backwards compatibility. That's what it was. They did this big 20th anniversary thing and put all these new backwards compatible titles out and then said, okay, no more of any kind. All right, that's hand.
He is the right hand of the Emperor and rules the Lotus Assassins.
Retro, yes.
Prince Sun Qin, who was
He is the right hand of the Emperor.
A death he may have orchestrated. He shows no hesitation and gave no thought to the lives of those we faced.
I already had. Oh, yeah. Well, I was partially stalling for time as I was reading the trying to find my note on the news. So I apologize. Yeah.
That is the armor of a man who has
no
remorse.
I was using filler there, but I appreciate you for letting me know that is that's what. All right. But yeah, it was the backwards compatibility thing for Xbox. Them doing the biggest backwards compatible update for their 20th anniversary and then completely shutting everything down. I definitely wouldn't mind talking a little bit about that if you wanted to. I feel like that's kind of a big deal. It may not be, but I feel like it kind of is because I feel like that was one of the big things they had over the other two. More reasonably priced than the backwards compatibility available for Switch and more freeing and available for people than the PlayStation's was, I guess. More well implemented, I think. I don't know if that's fair. I should probably find the wording. But yeah. I think that would be a big one I wouldn't mind talking on. Let's see.
Your people were guardians, but we did not have a clear idea of what. It is tied to your destiny. I will explain if you want me to move on.
Let's see.
Most in the Empire know nothing of the land of howling spirits. I found its people to be honorable, but I can't tell you.
My people sound really difficult, though.
There were three. Emperor Sun Hai, Prince Sun Qin, the Hand of Heaven.
The Hand of Heaven. I don't remember him.
The glorious strategist. Age decided our place in the order of things. Sun Hai was the eldest and therefore emperor. I was next and was head of the army. Sun Qin was the youngest and leader of the
Oh, that makes more sense. Okay, fair enough. What I'll do is wait until around Friday night, check on any news, and then send you over the bullet points, and we can go over them. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great idea. And while that's happening, I mean, I'll still have available. I'll still be. I should still have internet and all that good stuff, so I should still be able to do my own research as well. I wouldn't want to leave that completely on your shoulders. But yeah, that would be. I think that'd be great.
We are on the edge of the Empire, and not all spirits make their presence known. We are not immune, but I kept you isolated. This information could endanger you. The first assassin found us by accident. The next attack may not be so.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
To fix the world,
let's see.
You may threaten the power of some dangerous people. The Spirit Cave will make things as clear as they can be. Only you are meant to understand what is within.
Why did you have to do the fancy pose for the door? You probably... meanwhile, the camera goes down and you can just see that he's pushed on a switch right with his foot.
No, but few places.
Any and all editing is left on your shoulders at the minute. I have no issue. Oh, well, thank you very much. I have no problem with that. The new editing software that I have, I bought it a long time ago, but I'd never used it. I didn't realize it.
You will know more about yourself.
I love the style of this game. I do too. I really like this. It's really fun, and it's one of those I feel like that a lot of people have overlooked. Like, you hear KOTOR a lot when it comes to BioWare. You hear Mass Effect probably the most when it comes to BioWare, good BioWare titles. But this one I think kind of just got brushed under. And honestly, this is one of the few games that had that kind of cool feel to it. Another game that I think was very unique, that I thought was also really good, and a lot of people really didn't play, was Beyond Good and Evil.
Spirits go mad if denied passage to the underworld. They are strong, but you can fight them. You can't kill the dead, but in defeat they are disrupted. You are tied to the reason why spirits wander. Many appeared after your people.
Oh, that's the amulet. Okay.
Careful. It is desired by many seeking power beyond the mortal realm. I make no apology for these trials, my student.
Yeah, but anyway, I think this game is really good. Like I said, Beyond Good and Evil is another one I feel like that people didn't. And they did this trailer like 4 years ago. I mean, I don't remember if it was exactly that, but it was a while back. That was showing like how they were going to go this completely different style with Beyond Good and Evil 2. And then they just didn't. Nothing is, as far as I know, nothing else has really been announced. Pillars. Let's see. There's some barrels. And I do no. Can't do anything with those. Heavy Waves says, "What's up?" Hey, what's going on, Heavy Waves? You doing all right? I hope you're doing well. I hope everything sounds good and looks good. I am using new stuff for all of my streaming needs. So, well, Jade Empire or Beyond Good and Evil I'd never played. Yeah, so Jade Empire is like I said, it's a really good BioWare. Beyond Good and Evil, I don't remember who made that one. What kind of game is Beyond Good and Evil? Beyond Good and Evil is in development. Yeah. In development hell. Yeah, I think so too, and that's a shame. It's also kind of like Bloodlines the Masquerade too. Beyond Good and Evil was this kind of odd hybrid game. It was a fighter, third-person action fighter, platformer, photography game, oddly enough. And doing good, just got home, too much traffic. Yeah, that's... well, I mean, you're in a part of the world where traffic, or a part of the United States, in fact, that traffic is exceptionally bad, so I understand. The guy leading it is also the creator of Rayman and the original Beyond Good and Evil, and he left, so I have no idea what's happening. Oh, that's a shame. That is a shame. He was also working on a PS4 game called Wild, and that disappeared. Yeah, that's a real shame. A lot of the games that I was excited about are doing that too. Like I said, Vampire the Masquerade 2. Vampire the Masquerade originally was just this ridiculous, project that had to be really patched by people in order to, let me move the microphone here so I put a plosive or two in there. It had to be patched by the community, really, in order to be playable. And it's good with the patches. It's actually really fun. And I said, we're going to make the second one. And it got announced at the beginning of 2019, maybe. It may have been 2018 even. And then now it's all of a sudden like, I have no idea what's happening. This pillar of stone contains some sort of metallic object within it. Carved into its crystalline surface is an inscription.
The dragon amulet was with you in Dirge. I understand what it does, but you are the one meant to be trained in its use. I am sorry that my actions denied you this. Essence gems are used by healers and upstart sorcerers and are common enough.
So yeah, it's really weird. It's to answer the question, yeah, it's a really weird hybrid game, but it's really good. I have the HD version here on Xbox. I played it I think first on GameCube, but it's really fun, and definitely interesting to play. It feels like to me Flawed Warrior Gem. Yeah, I'll put that on. That's fine. I feel like the games used to do that though. Like games used to be there was one called, oh shoot, what was it called?
The forces behind
For the GameCube. It was a it was an ad game, but it was really unless you played the game, you really wouldn't know. What was it called? It was a fantasy. Hold on, I gotta think of this. It was a
legendary strike.
Hold on, let's see if I can. What was it called? It was Darkened Sky. Darkened Sky was what it was called for the GameCube. I think it may have just come out for the GameCube. Anyway, like Darkened Sky, and it was this. It came out in 2002. It was this like platformer fighter, third-person action style game, and it was literally the whole thing was a Skittles advertisement. But it's actually a pretty decent game. So like I feel like a lot like used to there was so much creativity, and it was like, oh, it's not just a first-person shooter. It's not like I can marry the genres and do it all well. Like that game was fun, and it was an advertising game, and it didn't really keep itself stuck in one genre. It was really just kind of, I don't know. I feel like we've lost that. I feel like that if we have to be in a specific area of gaming, that it's just that's all it is. Oh, they're immune to my staff. Well, that's good. Are they just immune to the staff altogether? No, not necessarily. Oh, well, yeah, necessarily. Hold on, wait. Can I do...
Legendary strike.
I should not be in the middle of them. I should be on the outside. Okay, hold on. Get out of the way. Whoa. Nope. I almost did not do well there. I need to get that guy with the pole arm. I need to get that guy with the pole arm. That guy, did that ghost just randomly set on fire? He did. Good, no, you leave me alone. I need to get closer. You're getting it. Just mind your business. Okay, hold on one second. Let's heal up a little bit more. Slow charge to son of a gun. Come on. Yes, you do. Oh, this isn't gonna be good. This one guy with a pole arm. Oh, I did it. I got focus for it, which isn't what I wanted, but that's fine. I'm okay with this. Oh, I got chi as well. Okay, that's fine. It says, I loved... Oh, I see. Are you playing this on Xbox One or OG Xbox? I am playing this on Xbox One, and the reason that is because I play... So if you get a chance, you don't have to, but I played JSRF, one of my favorite games, on OG Xbox. And it's kind of dark and kind of hard. I mean, it's coming through the same capture card, but for whatever reason, it's kind of dark and kind of hard to see and kind of, you know... So any game that I can play here is upscaled and the controls are fairly identical, with the exception of RB and LB being black and white buttons. So that's why it looks a little bit more upscaled. Now it is still in 4:3 aspect ratio, but it's 60 FPS up to it's 1080p, all that good stuff. I love games nowadays, but the PS2 era is unrivaled for me. I agree that era was really the try-hard era, and I think they did a great job. But PS2 had like 6,000 games, and a lot of it was also shovelware. It's just we remember so fondly that out of that many games, you still had several hundreds of absolute gems. I only played PS2 during that time. I borrowed my cousin's GameCube just so I could play Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. I'm not familiar even with the original Xbox. The original Xbox was my console of preference in that generation. But I absolutely own and appreciate the other two as well, and still do. I still do. I always wanted Resident Evil Operation in a modern console. I don't know if I'm familiar with Resident Evil Operation. Or I may just be misunderstanding it. Can I kick this? Nope. I feel like I've earned it. Ha ha ha. You are in ED. Okay, I'll stop. Oh, there's a vase. Here we go. Can I take things out of it? Is there water in it? Nope, it was water in it, and also 55 silver. Who puts silver in a vase filled with water? Who does that? I don't know. Let's see. Writing on this clay tablet is strangely... But it looks... Why? How is it illegible? I can see it just... Like, the shapes are perfectly clear. Alright, well, fine. Oh, it changes as you try to read it. Well, it's not... Okay. I should have read the whole thing. I was looking up and I was like, these symbols seem... Okay. Started to grow dimly. Hold the amulet up. And now it's legible. Okay, that's fair. I couldn't afford either of those at the time. I was a child. In... PS2 times? Fair enough. I mean, that's fair. I've always been a PlayStation guy, but as I said on the podcast, I loved N64 and Mega Drive so much. I really like the original Xbox 2. A tween, huh? Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm definitely a retro guy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love this era, but I mean, I grew up with like a Pong system and NES and SNES. So every time I think like that, those would be the ones I'd play the most, generally. And in my free time, I do indeed play a lot of that, or at least a lot of the games from it. Like I've been playing the Castlevania, not the first collection, but the second one they just came out with about 3 months ago or something like that. I've been playing some of that. It's a lot of fun, though.
My student, I hope you realize your importance. The restless dead seek the source of this problem and eradicate.
Okay, I did it the peaceful way and it still broke, so sometimes that's the lesson to learn is peace does not always equal nonviolence. It equals politeness, but not nonviolence. Alright, I got an autosave here too. That's pretty good. I didn't know how frequent the autosaves were here. A clay tablet like the others you previously encountered, the script is once again written okay.
Not all spirits succumb to bestial rage. A strong will can transcend death. These beings may have powers beyond any living foe, and intelligence to beguile and confuse.
I would wonder, that would be a good question too, is if you pass away. If you pass away and your incorporeal form is similar to your corporeal form, does your limitation, your physical limitations probably change because you're incorporeal, right? So you can probably become weightless and such. But does your like mental and spirit, well, not spiritual, I don't want to, that's another whole thing, but does your mental faculty gain something? Or is it always, are you just the same as you were but now intangible? I don't know, it's questionable. I never really thought about it until just now. Oh, wait, what is this? Is this always my... Wait. That's not my teacher. That is a dead teacher. Also, what is your compulsion to go somewhere else? Like, if you don't have, we don't have guidance in life, so in death, not having guidance shouldn't be any more uncertain, or we shouldn't feel any lack of certainty. We shouldn't feel more like we belong in death than we do in life, I don't think. Let's see here. I've only really played the Genesis a little bit, and a little bit of NES. We couldn't afford the majority of the consoles, so I skipped a lot of generations, but somehow we had money for the Sega channel. Oh, well, that's perfectly okay. Off topic, but the final character was showcased for Street Fighter V today, and all I can think about is the potential greatness of Street Fighter VI. I think it will be announced next year. That'll be awesome. I did not see that. I have not seen that. Video Games for Fun is here. Hey, Viddy, how you doing? Sounds like Spike in Season 5 of Angel. Oh, hello, I'm the Doctor. Nice. It's good to see you, Viddy, by the way. Thank you very much for stopping in. AR, I found that that time scares me. It really freaks me out. And the concept of just things passing by without realizing it before it's too late. So AR, I made a mention. It's funny you say that because I made a mention earlier in this exact episode. I am chronophobic. I do not like time. Time terrifies me, and I'll explain in just a sec. I'll go on my spiel, but I want to catch up on the comments really quickly. So if I may, I'll put a quick pin in that. Let's see. I'm looking forward to the second podcast episode. Oh, thank you, Viddy. I appreciate that. Thank you for going and checking that one out any which way. I really enjoyed making it, and I love getting to talk with you guys, and it was really a blast getting to talk with AR and go through things as well, find out where we agreed and disagreed. It was really, really fun. So we're excited about coming out with some more content very, very quickly. So okay, AR, to your topic, I was making this comment. This is a thing I've thought of very deeply for a long time, and it's always terrified me. It's terrified me for a long time. But chronophobic, right? Chronophobia, the fear of time. How do I say this? It's why I won't watch. It's why I won't watch. I won't watch the M. Night Shyamalan, right? Movie that just came out, Old. I hate that because it's the concept of it. I don't know the entirety of it, but the concept of it is being somewhere that time passes even more quickly, and time is such an intangible thing. The only tangible we can't feel time, right? Time does everything that the worst criminals would try and do to you, and even things that they couldn't. And it's the only indication that time has been there is you, is the way that you are at the end of it. And so, like, I was asked if I'd go watch Old, and I was like, no, absolutely not, because watching Freddy versus Jason or some other movie like some other horror movie, yeah, okay, there's a chance that I'll be killed in a car crash. There's a chance that I could be killed by a murderer, a shooter, a psychopath. There is a chance. It's a percentage game. It's a 10%, a 17%, a 5%, a 2%. But the chance that time will kill me is 100%. Unless I do something or figure out how to do something about it, which is a hard concept because that may not happen in my lifetime. Although the studies have shown that it's very likely able to happen towards the end of my average life scale. Dr. Aubrey de Grey and all that, but and entropy, right? Just time, like not just finding time to have passed, but blinking your eyes and finding out that one day you were 30, the next day you're 90. Like that's terrifying. And knowing that the older you get, the quicker time will pass. Because if you're 10, then a year is 1/10 of your life. But if you're 30, it's 1/30th. And so a year is going to seem to have passed 3 times more quickly than it would have to a 10-year-old. And 6 times more quickly to a 60-year-old. So I'm such a what-if freak too. It just consumes my brain. Absolutely. So time, that's why I'm firstly, I avoid doing anything that has to do with what if, like, time could go fast. I don't want to do that. I don't want that. I'm done with that. I'm going to enjoy the moment as best as I possibly can, and I'm going to focus on time. The only time I'm going to focus on is the now, as best as I possibly can, unless I am required to prepare for the future. Entropy and time, key Doctor Who topics. Okay, I'll stop making Doctor Who references. The Doctor Who day has just happened. No worries, Viddy. No problem at all. Doctor Who's awesome. One of the biggest things. If anyone, I'm going to recommend this. This is not for all audiences, so you don't have to go read it. But it's a short story called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. It came out in the late 60s by Harlan Ellison. It's also a game that I recommend. It's a PC game that came out in like 1993, I think, or something like that. And it was basically, the short story is really awful, but then the game is like a sequel to the short story. And it talks about that being essentially this all-powerful machine that tortures infinitely these people that he can keep alive indefinitely. And that you find out, like, the subconscious part of it is that he is concerned that even he is a machine who can keep humans alive indefinitely will be subject to entropy, and he will eventually rot away. He won't, even though he can prevent other grand scale things, he still can't prevent his own inevitable decay. And that's horrifying because that's absolutely the truth. And humanity is a very fractional part of that large scale. So it's just like, focusing on the now, as hard as it can be, is the best thing to do. I find that if I don't have pressing obligations that take place outside of the now, I'm very good at it. I just have to focus on making sure my obligations stay where they need to stay. So, I'm getting better of letting the past go too. I mean, they won't find the bodies anyway, so why worry? Yeah. No, that's good. The past that's the thing too. Like, you can't beat yourself up for where you've been, because who was where you have been is not the same as who stands where you are now. And the future is who that you have not yet to be. So you can't really worry about that yet either, because the who that you've yet to be is shaped by the who that you are now. And if you're not focusing on the who that you are now, then the who that you've yet to be will not become who they are meant to be. So time is just this, like, I know that that's a little weird. Like, time in general is terrifying. It's the ruler of death, right? It's literally just a measurement that we use to determine when someone is closer to, or is farther from birth or closer to death. It's a ruler. But where you fall in it and how you measure what you're measuring, the subdivisions of that, I feel like are more important. So I don't focus on who I was or what I was, because that's no longer who I am. So he who stands there is not the same as he who stands here. And I am, as I stand now, not who will stand in the future. That kind of weird thing. You get what I'm saying. I've also gotten better at overcoming some of my past, letting it go lately. Very good. I'm working on doing that too. I mean, I'm human as well. I'm not any better or any worse. It's just, it is a difficult thing. You sound like the Doctor, Retro, using tenses and talking about the passages of time. String theory. String theory is one. I appreciate that. I take it as a heavy compliment because that's a great character. But string theory is one thing that I have racked my brain over when I was in college, years and years ago. I had a professor, Dr. Van Hoos was his name, and we discussed string theory and the possibility of the ebb and flow of time in a non-linear fashion for a long, long time. The who that you are now won't be the who, where they, why aren't. So if the who isn't the you, then it's Horton. That's pretty good. It is confusing, but I like your interpretation there. That's pretty good. The who that you were is not the who that you are, and the who that you are, if not well focused on, is not the who that you will be, or can be. So that's what I was trying to say. So the who that you are now may have been shaped by experiences that, were introduced to you, the who that you are now, by or from the who that you were, but you're not the same. The equivalent of a business transaction, so to speak, right? You're shaking hands with a past self, but you're not that person. You've gained something from them, and they've gained something from you. But they are not you, and you are not them. And that transaction will take place again between you and the future you. And that transaction will continually take place until there is no more future you. People assume that time is a strict progression of cause to effect, but actually, from a non-linear, non-subjective viewpoint, it's more like a big ball of wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey stuff. It is. That's very true. And if I was still making music, I would use Retro's words here in a hip-hop track. You're more than welcome to use any of this audio. If you take it and you decide to do music and something happens, you are welcome to it. And, I mean, absolutely. That's a good way of looking at it, too, though, video. But the thing about it is, we've been kind of, screensaver came on. But anyway, it's a lot of people look at it as this kind of linear track. It's almost like getting on a train, right? But the tricky piece about it is, it's not getting on a train. It's getting on all of the trains, and all of the trains not having the same destination. Some having crossovers at certain tracks and certain platforms, not at the same time, and some having similar end destinations, but not at the same time. And so you get on all of the trains at the same time, and all of the trains go when they're meant to go on their schedules, which are independent of each other, and they all end up making their stops, and they all end up their end destinations at separate times. And then your job is to find the areas where all of the trains intersected, and that is the path that is traditionally you. And all of the other platforms that didn't intersect are possibilities or potentials that are generally not yours, that were taken by you. That's the way that I understood it, at least. But those tracks intersected for a potential other you that could have existed outside of the current you that exists. So the typical screen fading when leaving the game inactive happened when I played Breath of the Wild cutscene and wasn't touching the buttons. or even the end credits of Donkey Kong Country 2. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah. Would you guys live forever if you could? The thought of losing everyone you ever know and love to an infinite amount of time freaks me out. Yes, without doubt. Without a doubt, I would live forever if I could. In fact, it's an unrealistic goal, and I realize that, but my entire goal in life is to continue doing it. It's not realistic, and it's probably not possible, but that is my entire desire, is to be immortal. Granted, my screen would be inactive too if I played Hey, R, come on. No, I get where you're coming from there. But yeah, that is my entire goal in living, is to do it continuously. Anything that's worth doing is worth doing continuously. Yeah, I would love to be immortal. There is pain in life, but the problem is that there's uncertainty in death. And I think that before we aim to do another thing that we aren't good at, we should perfect the thing that we are currently in and good at. It's the same way we do a job, which is much less important than life, right? Is we gain experience through doing that job and doing that job well, and then after a certain amount of time, we use that accolade, essentially, whatever title is afforded to us, to get another job, something more substantial, with more reward for a longer period of time, with tenure perhaps, right? So that's kind of what I think I want to do with life. And I don't think that 83 to 86 years, which is the average, I don't think that is enough time to do that. And a lot of people also say, oh, well, you don't want it because of this or this or this. You don't want it because of all of the years of this and that and the other. You wouldn't be able to remember everything. Well, that's okay. You don't need to remember everything. Your brain is great at getting rid of vestigial data, and your brain is going to change what vestigial data is as you get older. So if I'm 400,000 years old, my brain's going to take some very inconsequential information away, but it's going to remember the people. It's not going to remember some of the random stuff. The constant sadness of losing everyone freaks me out. Maybe you would get numb after about 200,000 times of it happening. I think that the position for that is also how many people you've lost currently. I have lived a very unfortunate and very fortunate life, both. And in that I've lost a great portion of people that people care about. And I've never had some of the people that people have. So therefore I have mourned the loss of the regularity, I guess, of what other people look at. And I don't necessarily think I'm numb to it, but I feel like that you can't have anything if you don't and maybe this is wrong. I don't feel like you can have anything if you can't be anything. I love my wife, so I would not want to see her go. I don't want to, but there is a possibility even now in finite living that I will have to deal with her loss, with losing her. I don't want that. So even with me being finite, that's a possibility. There's no silver lining either, because if I'm going to go, shortly after that, there's no guarantee I'll see her. So it's that kind of thing for me. I don't know where you go after that happens. That's interesting. I guess I don't know that many people who want to be immortal, even for curiosity, for what happens to the human race and the universe in the future. I understand that immortality can't be permanent because there's going to be a heat death to the universe, but I think I would rather. It's almost, yet again, I don't agree with it. Wait, I'm now thinking of Groundhog Day, reliving the same day just got to. Yeah. Wouldn't you just be floating in space even if you were immortal? Earth will eventually go away. That's true. But even still, there are things that can be done. There are things you can learn, things you can see. Imagine being immortal and being able to see the wonders of empty space even. And imagine if you're immortal. Imagine that if time was all that it took for if you believe in the Big Bang, if you're not religious in terms of origin, right? Imagine if the Big Bang happened once and you're immortal, it's inevitable that it's going to happen again in the infinite amount of time that you're going to be alive. And Earth may not be the place, you may inhabit another planet that becomes another Earth with another group of people. And now you know the old group of people and you can compare it to the new group of people. So, I don't know. Something about that is fascinating. Even if I had to deal with years and years of emptiness and alone, so long as my mind could operate, it would. I just feel like that whatever madness it would have reason to it. Me and Haley sometimes talk about grim stuff like this, like who we think will go out first, the two of us. Then we get depressed. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's good to have a preparation plan, but it's never good to get bogged down in what if until the what ifs become when. It's just clicked. I've wandered onto a grim discussion about time and mortality. It's not grim though. It's not as grim as it could be. Firstly, where we are now, as I said, is not where we will be. But we don't know where we're going to be. So I think that's my focus, is where am I now? And right now I'm playing a game and having a conversation with friends. And that's important to me because right now that is the reality. I want to be immortal. I do want immortality. I don't know how to do it, but I want it. And not everybody does, and I understand and respect that too. But I would like it. And if I could find the secret, I would love to give the option to other people as well. But yeah, this is the now is that I have good friends that are supportive and helpful and fun to talk with. And I'm playing a game and I'm healthy. And that's a good now. Like you said, that's a good now. Hey guys, welcome to Jade Empire. First off, death, infinite space, loss, and time. I love this stream. Well, I really appreciate it. I do. But like, you guys are awesome. This is a great now. This is a great now to be in. There's no reason to think there's no reason to think outside of this right now because it's so awesome. It's super encapsulating. It's all encapsulating rather. In that that's the only place I want to be. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not that interested. I'm enjoying right now. That having been said, I wonder if it's because of I don't know, like all of this being, like there's a lot of philosophy here, pseudo-philosophy too. Like, I wonder if, not mine necessarily, but like the games as well. I wonder if that's why. Let's do. We just got back to this guy. But I really appreciate it. I'm happy to talk here, and I hope not to have depressed anybody. I'm super happy. Even talking about that, I'm super happy because of where I am right now. And I'm not going to lie, things are stressful. Like right now in my life, there are things outside of right now that literally in a couple of days are going to be super stressful. But those aren't now. It's just now. It's all brutal honesty. I'm in a troubling now, at least in some ways. But hopefully things improve. I hope so too. But that's the other thing too. When I break it down, is now. When is now? Is now right now? Is now this week? Is now today? For me, I had to narrow it down and whittle it away. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna go into details because you guys don't deserve to have to deal with that. But I'm in a big problem right now. Not this very second now, but now is in a couple of days from now. There's a big thing that's gonna have to happen. I'm gonna have to make big changes, and there's some really huge troubles that I'm gonna have to deal with. And I'm prepared. But this very moment, there's nothing I can do. Therefore, there's nothing I will do. Except for focus on playing a game and having fun. So, it's tough. But how now is now? Is now just a couple of days? Or is now just this very minute? So, and I had to, because I agree. I don't know about, I'm not trying to compare mine to yours. I don't have the right to do that. But I make my now this very second. Like this very minute, this word that I've just said is now. Sometimes in regards to time, I have bizarre thoughts about people's interests or how much they love something or someone. I could watch an on-screen thing only once. Someone else somewhere could be watching it for the 100th time. That's true. I think you might possibly have clicked something in my brain with that sentence. I sure hope that if I did, I hope that it's a good thing, because I hope not to depress or cause any issue or anguish. I know you guys have your own stuff to deal with, and I don't want to add to that. But I do want to be here as a support, and maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe. So if I hope, like I said, I can completely drop it. I don't want to make anything, but that's my thing. It's just right now. I'm sitting here. I'm playing a game. I'm having fun. Whatever happens in an hour or a minute is whatever that happens. I'm not going to worry about that. I'm just going to worry I meant it in a positive. Good. I'm glad. I really am. But yeah, I'm just gonna focus on what I'm doing at this exact moment. 5 minutes from now is 5 minutes from now. It's not now. You know. So. Wait a minute. The way is blocked. The shepherd's gone. Cannot escape the living. Milling. Oh well. You can't tell me I smell bad. You don't know. You've got the green stuff coming off of you. I don't know if that's spirit or smell. Did I get to you? Are you gonna fight me or yeah, you're gonna fight me. All right, fine. Oh well, that's fun. Go. I'm gonna kick you. I need that shrine. I need that. Can I use this shrine? Nope. Can I use the shrine still? Oh shoot. I can't use the shrines. This isn't gonna be easy. Okay, hold on. They hit you too? What happened? I want to use this shrine over here. Can I use it? Nope. Wish I could have used it before you decided to just randomly attack me, guy. Also, why is he... Kick these guys. These guys don't have life bars. This isn't quite fair. Oh wait, he's blocking. I'm gonna kick him in the back. Ah! How do I use ice? Do I have ice? Oh, okay, cool. Thank goodness. These guys are just restless spirits. I kick you. Kick you in the shin. There we go. Oh my goodness. I didn't think I was gonna survive that. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna... I did it. I dwell on a lot of things, the most pointless of things too. Sometimes I have trouble snapping out of it. Almost feels like I've somewhat lost myself lately too. Interesting time. I mean, I can't speak on your specific thing, but I understand to an extent, at least, your words are ringing with me and resonating with me. I don't mean to be a downer. No, you're not a downer. You're explaining a circumstance that you're experiencing. That's not a downer. That's, I'm sad to hear that someone who I consider a friend is having to deal with that, undoubtedly. But it's not a downer in certain terms. It doesn't bring the stream down. For me, the only thing I can say is I can't necessarily understand the exactness of it, but I've worried about that before too. The lost yourself aspect specifically. My opinion for me is that I don't really think that... I think that the entirety of life is spent finding yourself. And so when I find that I've made a backpedal, I don't traditionally consider that a loss, just because I'm realizing that whatever it is that backpedaled is a subset of who I am and not the essence of who I am. And so my career, my education, the way that I speak eloquently or stupid, whatever way that I'm speaking, whatever if it's good or bad, isn't me. It's something that I experienced or something that happened to me, but I'm still learning who I am. And so I don't ever consider to have lost myself, because I don't feel like that until the end of the journey, if the end ever comes, and if the end never comes, great. I don't feel like I've ever found myself. That's what I'm doing every day. I'm finding out who I am, how I handle new circumstances and situations. One thing that also does get me down sometimes is trying to separate the art from the artist. I did not know the guy who created Earthworm Jim, shall we say anyway. So many artists or whoever. Do kind of suck. There'd be almost no integrity or proper morals in consuming art and other products and stuff. Let's see. I think it's inevitable, but that we're going to do that on the whole, and I feel like that it's hard not to. But I also feel like that the idea when it comes to art is the expression of a part of us, or the catharsis necessary to express a part of us, perhaps a part of us that doesn't need to be explored, but that we wish were vented out. I don't know. That's a good point. I have no trouble separating the art from the artist unless it's some serious dark stuff. Yeah. It is difficult too. I mean, it is difficult, but at the same time, I think most of the time the artist, yet again, can't speak for everyone. But take a look at Salvador Dali, for example. It was a good example of it, I think. And maybe even Jackson Pollock to an extent, although I didn't consider Jackson Pollock so much of an artist as I did an expressionist. Salvador Dali, I thought, did some really good stuff. And I loved M.C. Escher as well. He's my favorite. I feel like that whatever was on Dali's mind at the time, as esoteric as it may have been, that part of him, he needed vented. And so his expression of it was art. But the art wasn't him. The art was a piece of him that he needed to vent. Persistence of Time is one of the ones that I really like of his, because you can see his concern with things like entropy and things like time, but you can also see his irreverence for it to some extent. The Big Sleep is a really big kind of a downer when you think about it, but I think in a lot of ways it kind of was a reflection of who he was and who he was afraid of becoming because of it. So I don't know. That's just, yet again, all of this is my interpretation. It may make zero sense to you, or, you know, the way that you interpret it. You may, you know, and that's perfectly okay. There's so much stuff to indulge in, it'd be hard to separate things for a lot of... Oh yeah, that's fair. Dali is a great artist. Yeah, I think so too. Who are almost traumatically... almost traumatized by... Oh yeah. Yeah, that... Well, fair enough. Yeah. Has that iconic eye movement. Yeah, that's true. I mean, like I said, it's... I've thought... I've spent a great... The biggest thing that I want, and it will probably never be accomplished, is I want to be a polymath. And I use that word in the traditional. I want to be a person who's considered to know a lot about a lot of things. And the first thing that I learned when I tried to become something like that is that I know very little about a lot. So I've given a lot of things a lot of thought, and I've not even scratched the surface of what there is to know about it. But I've developed some what I like to think are at least decently well-formed opinions, even if they are wrong, so that I can kind of go into a debate or a conversation. Not necessarily a debate. I'm not looking to push anybody. Some of this is completely esoteric, right? There's no ethereal even. And have a conversation with them with a different perspective, and hopefully adapt some of their perspective as well to create a more well-formed opinion. And these are the things that I like to think about. I like the ethereal. I like to think about things like this because I feel like that these are fundamental. Understanding the actual nature of math, that's a science. That's a fixed. These are questions that we desire answers for constantly, even if we're not really cognizant of it, and that we don't really give the forethought to in a lot of cases. Cumulatively, not you guys. I mean, you guys seem to have thought on these things very, very deeply as well. Let's see.
I have energy enough only to instill knowledge of one, not both. Knowledge of the other may come in time, but not today.
Okay. I can choose flame or I can choose ice. I want ice.
Emotions burn, but the spirit can also...
I've always liked... If I always had, like, fire and ice, I've always preferred ice.
There is no inherent villainy in any martial action, only in the hearts of those who wield.
Okay, that's fine. I always liked ice over fire. I understand that fire can melt ice, but ice to me always seemed so much more dangerous. Like ice Pokemon, perhaps. I don't know anything about Pokemon. I wish I knew more about it. I don't, sadly. I just didn't grow up, I guess, at the right time for that. I should have put more. I should put more focus into. I have a lot of Pokemon games. I should play them. Ice is better because Sub-Zero uses ice. 9.9 out of 10. Nice. Sub-Zero is awesome. So I love Sub-Zero. He's great. We got that new Mortal Kombat movie. Newer still. I mean, it's not new, you know, but... And good lord, did they... I mean, as a fighting sequence, that was cool, but like, sounds nice. Nice. That's pretty... See, that's the thing, like, I don't know. Ice always seemed more dangerous. Like, fire didn't sink the Titanic. Not that anybody should be... I mean, that's not a lot of innocent people on that, but you know what I'm saying. It sounds pretty cool. Yes, of course. Of course it sounds pretty cool. It's ice. I don't know. I've just always preferred ice to fire. I hate that. Yes, I know. Do not bring. Yes, yeah, no. I'm with you on that. Like as a movie, my puns are leaving people cold. It seems you're getting the cold shoulder viddy. I'm teasing. You're not at all. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, as a fun, if we had no lore and no games and all that, sure, whatever. Ice is cooler because it got Kate Winslet floating on a door. That's true. That's very true. That was, although she technically shouldn't have floated on that door. That door should have gone down. But oh, yeah, okay. She said I was the last spirit monk.
Be careful.
Anyway, as a martial arts movie with just random characters, like that's fine, but we have so much. We have like 20, almost 30 years of lore now, and yeah, that new one was just garbage.
20 years ago, the Empire was.
I'm huge into MK lore, so I hate it even. Exactly. Like as far as if you just had like if that was the first exposure we had to it, then whatever. Like that's fine. As a random kung fu style movie, okay, fine. It's not. It's pretty cool, but it's not great. As Mortal Kombat, utter trash. Completely agree with you. It was absolutely the competition didn't even happen. The whole thing, the whole tournament for which the whole franchise is named, did not even occur. There was enough space for DiCaprio and his 90s hair. Move over. There was, except for that he chose to be the hero by killing himself anyway, or by letting himself die rather. I guess it's been asked many times, were there actually room or wait? So. It's been asked many times. Technically, they did a thing, like a science experiment 2 years ago, and they showed that the type of door that would have been on the RMS Titanic would not have floated as much as that would have had without help, and that even under Winslet, it would have probably sunk, and she would have probably gone along with it, so.
Master Li, there's still no sign of her.
What? What is it, Wu? I'm sorry.
So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how accurate it was, but in that at least that instance, it was shown that the door probably wouldn't have survived. It would probably not have floated.
Some sort of fight took place.
I see. She is not there.
No, Master Li. There's no sign of her.
The guy has a strong chin. I just noticed.
This may prove useful. Thank you.
The other guy, the other guy's rocking a beard. Like my beard's a little pointier than that.
Your appearance put Gao's disgrace out of my mind, but
my eyebrows aren't as intense either. And my hair's not as long. Used to be, but it's not anymore. Yeah, still pointier. I'll Dawnstar.
I doubt she has come to harm. She is a strong woman, as you know.
I have two strong chins under my beard. Oh yeah, I want to make the Austin Powers joke, but I won't just because it's good. But yeah, like I get that. I'm not a small guy either. I say either. That's not fair to say. To me, yet again, could be wrong. I don't know exactly how, like you see everybody on the internet and the videos, and you never know what like the size of them are. I think on my Mechanos Cards channel, you see most of me. I'm a pretty big guy. My voice may not fit, but I'm a pretty. Brady said that actually. Brady said he thought that from the sound of my voice, I was probably a fairly like small and delicate guy, and I'm like, no, I'm not. Not really. I'm kind of a big guy. I'm kind of.
Hopefully they have done so.
I wouldn't. I don't know what the qualifier would be. I'm a big guy. I think that's fair to say.
Used by self-professed healers and make sure you have everything you need.
I'm not an exceptionally tall guy. I'm fairly average, like 5'9", 5'10". Anna's tall. Anna's actually taller than me. She's like 5'10", 5'11", believe it or not. She's yeah, I've lost a bunch of weight over the years, but I have somewhat of a big build anyway, my frame and stuff. I look weird skinny. I would look weird skinny. I think that's where I am as well. I mean, I weigh I don't. Anna's 6'4". No, she's not quite that tall, but she is tall. She likes to put, which I don't care. I mean, she's just so long as she's happy. She likes to put heels on though, and sometimes in those heels she does end up pretty close to 6'4". She just towers over me, and of course I don't wear heels, so I mean, not that you know at least. I've been kind of skinny all my life, health reasons and all. I think when I was a child I was even more skinny. Well, I hope that you're at least for health purposes and such feeling better now. and that the skinny is just you know, just a natural, kind of your natural state of being. Girl.
Ghost didn't take
I don't know.
did they?
Maybe.
She talks about stuff like that a lot.
I was kind of a skinny guy for a long time, and then when I got older, things happened. So I'm a pretty big, pretty good sized guy. I'm about like 5'9", 5'10". I don't know the conversion for kilograms though, sadly, but I weigh a good. I don't know. I guess I kind of know. Probably I weigh about 240 or 250 pounds.
Gal the
So
Lesser did this.
what is
He was
that? Like
dragging some sort of sack and his boy
175
challenged him.
kilograms? Something like that.
This brave young man
Oh yeah, but after life-changing operation. Oh wait a minute. Retro told me before the podcast went live he wears heels every Saturday. Weird. It's not that weird. It's not that weird. The hosiery makes it a little weird, but it's not that bad. You know, it's just. Oh yeah, after life-changing operation in 2003, my health has been more consistent. Good, good. I'm glad to hear that at least, hopefully in the consistent positive way. But yes, I was really skinny. When I was about 2 years old. Well, yeah, I mean, okay, fair enough. Though when I was in a play in 2021, a costume designer wondered if I eat much. Hey, I love eating. Costume designer was really nice, though, not to worry. 2012, not 2020. Okay, fair enough. I mean, that's good.
I couldn't say.
Yeah, that makes more sense too. Because if you were in a play now, I would be like, hey, is that filmed or?
Possibly, but
But yeah, I'm a good sized guy. I don't feel like I have a, which I think I'm pretty fortunate though. Despite that, I don't feel like I have a really like big belly or anything like that. I'm just big. Yeah. I mean, maybe I do, and I just don't realize it. Maybe I'm a little jaded in that, but I don't think I have an exceptionally big belly. I'm just a big guy. I've got big things, features, calves, legs, things like that. I feel like my weight, heavy as it may be, distributed decently well.
There you are. I don't hear gals.
Did he go back down to the beach? Wait a minute. Let's go this way. Wait, this way. Oh, Fendo. I was going to pass him up, but he my Fendo.
So sad. Very sad indeed. More importantly, my stock has arrived.
I bought into Doge.
With ghosts and bandits.
I'm just messing around.
Just dropped off a load of supplies. That master of yours keeps things ludicrously stable while merchants thrive on strife. During the long drought, prices.
Yeah, that's kind of garbage though. Like, I get it. You want things, supply and demand and all that, but like, I don't want people starving so that you can sell rice. Like, I don't know if that's exactly what you were selling, but I don't want that. Let's see. I don't have time. Don't start. Yeah, I don't have time. You can buy stuff from me later. I've got big things. Well, PG went down. I knew that was gonna. Gosh dang it! I knew that was gonna. I tried to specify after that because I knew that was gonna get me in trouble. I was trying to specify like legs, calves, thighs, things like that, and god dang it! Ah, frick! I didn't think. I thought I was in the clear there for a second too. I was like, oh, okay, he didn't dock me on that. I'm not gonna mention it though because he'll dock me if I do, and then all of a sudden, boom. Docked me like another 3 points, 2.6, something like that. Hey, what are you doing over here? If one of your ilk has either gone missing or run off, that's never good news since there's nothing more exciting than this town for miles. There's water. This is a family-friendly Christian stream. I speak not of religion. The YouTube kids, whatever thing is chasing. That's funny. Let's see. Do you know of the disappearance? That's yeah, I mean, I want it to be as family friendly as I can make it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna. So here's the thing: I don't usually curse or any of that on my stream, just because I do like it being as family friendly as possible. But I'm still gonna play rated M games. Those rated M games are still inevitably gonna have bad language, blood, guts, gore, all that good stuff. Luckily, I play a lot of retro, and a lot of the retro kind of blood, guts, and gore are pretty mild. Like, this is a rated M game, and this rated M game does not have a lot of rated M content. It's kind of like the original Halo. Some curse words, some weird, really awful looking blood. I personally do not like the YouTube Kid things of recent years because of the censorship and even how some of the automatic comment disabling is wrong. Like the South Park, for example, not a kid show. Yeah, absolutely. It's because you can't make algorithms as complex as actual human thought, and then also it's the way that they want to kind of police it. It's real weird. I'm not a fan, but you know, I can't stop them. I mean, I can opine, but I can't really do much else than that. We never discussed that for our own channel. I realized. Did I ever drop any F-bombs on the podcast? Yes, you did. If I didn't, that's impressive. No, yeah, you did. But I mean, I don't have any problem with that. It's like the thing, like you'll when Anna gets on the channel, she has a little bit more of a, like, I work at a school, so it's a good practice for me to not. And so I stay in that practice pretty consistently. Not to mention, I was taught by a friend. Now, regrettably, he's no longer with us. But I was taught by a friend a long time ago. He said something very profound, and I'm not going to repeat it verbatim because it does include a language. But he said some language. But he said, I will censor it, because he says, if you're going to curse, make it the only effing word in the sentence. Or no, excuse me. What was it? Yeah. Basically make the sentence that's going to have that word in it good. And if you don't say curse words, then when you do say a curse word, people are going to pay attention. So because I don't use curse words very often, when I do use them, and I do use them sometimes, people pay attention, like, whoa, he didn't do that. So all this, it's like punctuation, and I can get every head in a room turned just that way. So, but that's a personal preference. I've got no problem with people that use it. It doesn't offend me. My understanding is, though, that if there's any cursing within like first minute of a YouTube video, traditionally the rating will automatically get changed to, like, it won't get recommended to all audiences. It'll automatically get an adult rating. So that may be a thing we want to look at. But yeah, no, yeah, you dropped a few, but like I didn't. If you're looking for just the sake of whether it offends me or not at all. Not all animation is kid friendly, of course. That's very true. Yeah, it's actually very true. Let's see here. Wait, what? Son of a gun. Okay. I usually make it my only word in that sentence. But if I'm really annoyed, I drop about 14 F-bombs and a couple of C-bombs in the same sentence. Yeah, it's yeah. Well, I mean, some people do, and like you made it, like a lot of people disagree. It's like, okay, whatever. But for me, it was always just like, if I'm going to use a sentence and I'm going to have a curse word in it, I'm going to make it a rarity because people will listen. Because people know, oh, his normal speech patterns, he doesn't use that. And then I'm going to say it, and then all of a sudden, ooh, wait a minute, he's got to really be mad. I had to pull one of those out at a meeting at one of my old jobs, and it definitely got their attention. Well, I don't swear a whole lot either, or I replace the swear words with something else. I say fat, which is usually an F-bomb, but no, that's fair. You'll hear me say all kinds of just random, like, innocuous, like frick and stuff like that. But when I actually say the real deal, like, people pay attention, I think. Oh, dang it. I don't really know. Can I just... What am I supposed to find? That's funny. Wait a minute. There's a star here, but on the map, but there's not really... Where am I supposed to go? Is it you? It's not you. Okay. I don't know what... I don't know where I'm supposed to go here. It sounds like Clockwork Orange. Yeah, that's a really messed up piece of fiction too, Clockwork Orange. Really well done though. Really well done. But messed up. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can... Do I have a moment? No. I mean, kind of. What do you want?
Could I ask you? Oh, senior student. It's out of the way.
Okay.
And I was glad to see you.
Which is to say, its contents were not... It was rather full of silver. Such... I was thinking that while the silver is mine...
No, I'm gonna...
Thank you. The whole village is talking
Okay,
about you.
that little blue thing you saw too is me, like, light side, dark side. So, like, I lost 200 silver. I could have kept the silver and not talked to him, but... that's the way of the open palm, so that's the light side, dark side kind of mechanic. I gotta remember, like... That person's probably not coming back. I'm laying down there. Where am I supposed to go, though? It says, there's only one way out of the village. It didn't over here. I was about to joke that Clockwork Orange is just a regular night around here. Then I remembered the movie. Oh, slowly moonwalk away from that top. Yeah, that movie. Like, it's like, if it were just the bats and the beating people with the little candy cane sticks, you sure. But like, some of that stuff is messed up. It is real messed up. Great movie though. Great movie, but like, it's messed up. At least that's where my wait. Yeah. At least that's where my general take from it and what horrifies me and why it horrifies me as intended. Yeah. That's fair. Okay, I'm gonna try to get set on the right path, and then I'm gonna call it a stream. If I can't get set on the right path, I'll just call it a stream out here on the beach. I don't think this is the right direction though. I'd say on the beach. That's not fair. I've been streaming. This is a good stream as far as, I mean, firstly, the company is amazing and immaculate as always. But also, it's just fun. Also, I apologize for my music not fading in or out at the intro and the outro. I'm still working on getting that rehooked up in a different way, so it kind of just comes on. I'm working on that, so my apologies if it jars, but I'm trying to give a forewarning so it doesn't just like hit and you're like, oh, good lord. That may still be the thing. Wait, am I supposed to talk to you? Give me that other sword. He's gonna...
You look like... Gao killed someone? I wished I'd looked to see what he was dragging. That bog is... Despite that, it still seems the most...
Wait. Despite it seems like the most likely he'll be slowed down by the load, you can still catch him. No, I don't want to exchange my weapon. Where did you say he went? No, where did you say he went? Hold on. Through the gate.
Must have made his way through the
Headed for the swamp.
As I said.
Okay, hold on. Where's the swamp, though?
Good luck to you.
There's a map, right? I have a map. My map, tell me. Okay, over here is that... Okay, that's the beach. And then, wait, what's this? Two Rivers Town Gate. Can I mark that? Wait, it should be out and on my right, right? It should be out here and then on my... Wait. Yeah, on my right. There it is. Oh, that guy's not doing well.
It's a bit of a shame what happened to the guard here. The young master thought you might...
I think my intimidation's strong.
You aren't even scared, are you? Trained soldiers threatening you and you... No wonder Gao the Lesser didn't want to face you.
Okay, I don't know if I get ways of the closed fist for that, but I think that's a wiser thing than fighting. Because I can help this guy and it'd be good. And not even have to fight.
Oh, my head feels like a wardrobe. What happened? Gao, that spoiled little noisy cricket. He hit me without...
Also, the noisy cricket is a very powerful little tiny gun from Men in Black.
That repulsive... Gate guards. I didn't see her. He said no, just the key to the gate. I don't really remember what happened. There's only
okay, I don't remember the swamps part of that, but I think that's what we'll go into there.
What?
Okay, well, I think this is the right direction. I'm pretty sure it is, in fact. To the swamp. Okay. All right, we're on the right path. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it a stream from here. I'm going to go ahead and manually save it really quick. I don't remember this part. So this is about where I go and I stop remembering things. Not in general, just the game. I'll save over save one because I'm well ahead of that one. And hopefully when I come back, I can do another stream. I don't remember this. I don't remember this at all. I do remember some stuff that's going to be coming up that's in this kind of boggy, but that's it. And I don't even remember this part here. This will be really cool. Anyway, I had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun talking with you guys. I had a lot of fun playing this. I know some of it was just me paused and talking with you guys, but I do have a blast getting to do that. So I really appreciate you guys. Oof. I really appreciate you guys having taken the time to come in and play the game or watch me play the game and talk as well. Let me see. Bear in mind, I'm using original OBS, so I'm going to go ahead and go back and see. I should have a way to go ahead and switch this back over. Let me make sure one more time. Go back to my intermission screen. Using my phone as a stream deck. And this is actually working really well, honestly. Ooh, I don't like this. Really quickly, let me make this adjustment. I'm noticing something I don't like, and it is... it's not the chat, it's the camera. I'm going to move this over. I think that's about even, but it says it doesn't look even to me. Is it moving? The answer is no, not really. So, okay. Well, it looks wonky. I'm going to scoot it over. I want to move it over pixel for pixel, but it doesn't. Oh, there it goes. That looks a little more even. Okay, I'm a little bit more content with that. Yeah, that works. Okay. Anyway, I want to say, yeah, thank you guys for coming, being a good stream to join in. Oh, well, thank you very much. Yeah, I've had a blast. I've had a lot of fun talking with you guys. I know it kind of got a little bit deep there for a minute. I'll go ahead and turn it over to the ending screen. I know it got a little bit deep there for a second. I know things kind of got a little tricky there. And I want to say thank you guys for bearing with me through all of that. And I hope that you enjoyed the conversation. I know it was a little deep, but it was intended to be dark. It was just, I got to talk some really important stuff with some good friends that I feel like are intelligent and were able to impart some of their perspectives, which I liked a lot. Hopefully, I will be doing more Jade Empire soon. And of course, we're going to be doing some more stuff over on the Press Restart channel. We're going to be getting stuff put together for that fairly soon for episode 2, so I hope you guys stick around for that. Those of you who are wanting to watch it, of course, Mr. AR, I'll be talking with you very, very soon. A huge thank you to everybody who stopped by. So obviously, thank you, AR, Viddy, Heavy Waves, Pink Wave Gamer. My goodness, I couldn't speak for a second there. But yeah, Pink Wave Gamer, Victory Leo, all of you guys who stopped by, Thumb Brothers, all of you guys who stopped by to say hi for all the different reasons, whatever it may have been. I really appreciate you taking the time to come in and talk with me. But yeah, I'll be doing more Jade Empire soon. We'll be doing more stuff on the other, like I said, on the Press Restart channel. If you haven't gotten a chance to take a look at this and you're watching this after the fact, feel free to give it a click. I do have the description, in the description down below, I have the first episode linked. And otherwise, I hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving week if you celebrate Thanksgiving. If not, I hope you have a great day, great week. We'll talk to you guys later.